Amy, already?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Man. I'm a morning person.
You are?
Right? You know I love mornings. And today
Yeah, you've been up for 12 hours
Yeah,
already.
but today felt like a Monday. It was tough getting up. I guess we hit Father's Day too hard, I guess.
You probably did. You got loose on Father's
Things
Day.
got wild on Father's Day. I could not. I feel like I've been run over by the Father's Day truck.
Well, maybe you, the listener, feeling it today as well. We're going to help you through it. We can help each other through it today. How about that? This is a group effort, a community effort. 314-436-7900 to join us by calling and texting. You can leave voice messages on the Odyssey app as well. That app is what you put on your phone that you can listen to the station and the podcasts and everything we have to offer here at KMOX, including live Cardinals baseball, totally for free. If you want to watch the show, you could do that too on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. We are at Chris Amy KMOX.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
Oh, a dreaded teen takeover in Forest Park was thwarted on Saturday thanks to intelligence. And Amy is now a cop.
That's right. I would like to protect the park. Okay, so some good news. Pedestrian deaths are dropping around the St. Louis area, according to TrailNet, but interesting, bicyclist deaths are increasing in St. Louis City and County. I know TrailNet released some of the most dangerous roads in the St. Louis area.
Cardinals dropped 2 of 3 in Kansas City, but they did salvage the finale yesterday. Gave up a ton of runs over the weekend, and they got a couple of home runs from J.J. Weatherholt. Also, the U.S. advanced in the world. They didn't advance, but they won in the World Cup. They are going to advance. It doesn't matter what happens this week in that final group game.
It was a real, I believe what they call yesterday is a pitching duel. Is that what they call yesterday's game, the Cardinals and the Royals? A pitching duel?
No, it's the opposite of that.
Okay.
It was a
I thought maybe it was a
slugfest.
pitching duel because all the pitchers were used.
Oh, no. That's called a slugfest, Amy. It was 12-10. They gave up a ton of runs
I was like,
over
it's
the
a
weekend.
real defensive showcase here in Kansas City. It's fun, though. Offense is fun.
I thought it was offensive.
It was. That's why they call it
every
offense.
meaning of the word.
Yeah.
Just not particularly good. Yeah, 30 runs they gave up. So, okay.
Is that a lot of runs?
It's not good. Not over a 3-game series, especially against a team like Kansas City that's not particularly good. So hopefully that stops soon.
Rough outing for Dustin May.
Dustin May, who has turned into the Cardinals' best starter. He had a really tough one.
Yeah, it was rough.
Didn't get through 2, gave up 6 runs. So I don't know. I mean, this is the one thing about the Cardinals that I think we were concerned about it before the season started. Other than May, who had a bad day over the weekend, other than him, they just don't have a whole lot of. They got a lot of 3s and 4s in their rotation, maybe 5s. So they're just. I think it could be an issue for them. I do think they're going to remain competitive though for the next couple of months, and they'll probably make it interesting in September. I don't know if they'll get in as a wild card, but they're still in decent position there. So we'll see.
Well, I mean, yes, but not rolling out Eric Fetty and Miles Michaelis every 5 days has been better.
Yeah.
It's been better. It was rough last year. J.J. Weatherholt with 2 home runs, though, yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's looking pretty good. Might be rookie of the year.
I'm looking at some of his rookie stats and some of the comps. I don't have all the numbers in front of me, but in some categories, as far as maybe it's like OPS or slugging percentage, whatever it may be, I mean, he's up there with like Albert Pujols and Mike Trout in their rookie seasons.
Yeah, he's
he's way up there.
Yeah. I wouldn't say he's those players. I don't think those guys are just generational, otherworldly talents, and I don't know that JJ's going to be that. I think he can be a perennial all-star, though. I think that's possible. Well,
I mean, when you look at...
let me take that back. I'm not saying he's going to be in the all-star game every single year. Like, that's not going to happen to him, but there are going to be times where he's in the all-star game or getting a bunch of votes for it. but he's definitely, at this point, not anywhere near what Albert and Mike Trout are.
Well, and also
And were.
Paul DeYoung had a great rookie year.
He looked pretty good his rookie
I
season.
think he had 20,
Yeah.
25, something like 25 home runs his rookie year, and he's obviously not Albert Pujols. So you can have a really good rookie year, and you still don't know exactly what you're getting out of the player. But I feel more excited about J.J. Weatherholt than I did Paul DeYoung.
Oh, totally, because DeYoung kind of came out of nowhere. And then he turned in, I think, to the player that you would have expected.
Yeah.
I mean, he was okay. He was okay. Wasn't great, but he had a pretty nice opening campaign for the Cardinals. Now, I think that we need to continue the push for Jordan Walker to get into the All-Star game. I know that it's not quite as good as it has been, but the dude is still, I mean, he's really, really good. He's had a great year, and I think that I think he'll get in somehow. I don't know if he's going to be one of the top 3 vote getters because he needs to be one of the top 3 to be a starting outfielder in the All-Star game. You can go to Cardinals.com and vote for him, and you have until this week. I think it's Thursday. It's the 25th. So it's the last day that you can vote for All-Star starters. I think he's ultimately going to get in, but it may not be as a starter. But it'd be cool if he did. He earned it, man. He's looked, I have been talking about him a lot, as have the rest of us, but it's so much fun to see where he's come from, to watch him struggle the way he did the last couple of seasons and then turn himself into an all-star this year. It's just, it's remarkable. I hope he keeps it up, and I've been super impressed with him, as I think most Cardinals fans have, because there were a lot of people before the season even started who were ready to give up on that guy, and he's turned himself into a pretty good player.
Yeah. Yep, he has. I know.
KT is watching us on YouTube and says, easy, folks, just stop. Just stop what? We're talking about J.J. Weatherholt being a potential rookie of the year, which he is. That's legitimately true. That's not conjecture. It's kind of true right now. And, Jordan Walker, same deal. He's an all-star. I don't know what you're talking about. So get lost, KT. But we love you. Feel free to text and message the show if you want.
314-436-7900. And I know we're going to get into the teen takeovers that didn't happen. We're going to get into that in just a few minutes. Kudos to the St. Louis police for being on top of that with their social media accounts, trying to track where it's going to be, how it got started, and all of that. But, spent a lot of time in Forest Park this weekend, and also ran a 5K. There's this old 5K, the All-American 5K. And it's a really fun one because if you win or you win your age group, do you know what they give you? A pie.
What kind of pie?
Variety fruit pies like apple pie, cherry pie.
You get to pick your pie?
You know what? I don't know because here's what happened. I won a pie. I did win a pie in the 5K yesterday, and I was very excited. But I had to run 10 miles after the 5K. So by the time I finished up the 10 miles, guess what they had done? They'd put the pies away. The pies were gone. It was all cleaned up. So but the pies are at the office, so I get to go to the office and pick up my pie. But isn't that fun?
Buddy, I'm happy for you.
Do you know how excited I was to win this pie? You run a 5K and you think, okay, that was really fun. I'm with my buddies. You don't even know a pie is the prize. This was my first time running that 5K. I think I forgot or didn't realize that.
Did they not tell you what the prize is before?
Well, because there usually aren't prizes.
Oh.
Yeah.
For a 5K?
Yeah.
Don't they usually give you beer? I thought there was like a...
Well, with this one, you know how on the bib number, on the bottom of the bib number, there will be a ticket for a free beer.
Oh.
That a lot of races have that ticket for free beer. With this one, it's ticket for free ice cream. So everybody gets ice cream, and they have the ice cream trucks there at the finish line. But if you win your age group, sometimes you get like a tiny little medal. But a lot of times it's just, it's pride that you won your age group or you won the race. And even if you win the race, most 5Ks don't have money. They don't have money. Marathons will have money, some a lot, some little. But most 5Ks, there's no prize. But this one is not only do you get a pie if you come in top 3, but you get a pie if you win your age group. You could be 80 to 84. You're in that age group. You might be the only person in that age group. you win
Don't
a
you
pie.
think you deserve more than a pie if you run a 5K at 80?
I don't know. There are some fast marathon runners in their 80s, believe it or not.
Yeah, you deserve more than a pie.
Yeah. Well, at any rate, it was a ton of fun. You know who put that on? Our friends at Go St. Louis. They're also the ones who are organizing, helping out with the planning of the Olympic marathon trials. So there you go.
Looking forward to that as well. It's going to be a really cool time here in St. Louis. That's Amy Marks Kors. I'm Chris Ranji. We are going to have Matt Pauley talking Cardinals baseball with us at 10:30 today. He is the host of Sports Open Line. Andrew Egger is going to be on the show in studio. The St. Louisan will be here, White House correspondent for The Bulwark. And we're going to talk to somebody from Gen Z, a political commentator. And he's got a show on YouTube. Wyatt Sharp is going to join us. And he thinks that Gen Zers should be included in all these conversations about banning social media, that this is all being done unilaterally by adults and they are not consulting with the young kids. He thinks we should be doing that. And we'll find out why. Wyatt Sharp will join us at 11:30. It's the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
Attention all dog owners. If you have ever listened to the radio or TV for any length of time, you've probably heard of America's #1 dog supplement, Rough Greens. Greetings, naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, Amazon best-selling author and founder of Rough Greens here. And if your dog suffers from bad breath, itchy skin, licking paws, joint pain, or low energy, the truth is their food is probably to blame. You see, all commercial dog food is dead food. That's why I created Rough Greens. One daily scoop gives your pup the live vitamins, omega oils, probiotics, and enzymes that will bring their food back to life. Don't believe me? Let your dog try it before you buy it. I'll send you a free Jumpstart trial bag, risk-free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Use discount code NEWS. Don't wait. Give your dog the gift of vibrant health. Order now. It'll be at your house in a few days. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code NEWS for your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Rough Green. We make any dog food better.
Have you ever felt like you were living just a B or B plus life? It's so dangerous to live that, more dangerous than a B minus or a C plus life, because when you're living a B or B plus life, you don't change it. You think it's good enough. Is it? I'm Susie Welch. I host a podcast called Becoming You. People think, okay, an A plus life is not available to me, but there is a way. We are all in the process of becoming ourselves. Listen to Becoming You wherever you get your podcasts.
Last year, we had 295 trials where we've been offered a total of $90 million on all those cases. When the dust settled, we had recovered over $1.1 billion in verdicts and mid-trial settlements. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won a lot, $30 billion and counting. The best part of all those wins is that it helps you when you hire us. All those wins allow us to let the insurance company know we mean business. And believe me, they know who we are. If you've been injured, Google Morgan & Morgan results. You're not bragging if it's a fact. 3 million people tried to hire us last year alone. That happened for a reason. Visit forthepeople.com and let's get started this minute. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
After a disaster, emotional recovery takes time. Show Me Hope Missouri is here for you with free, confidential support. Counselors help with stress, coping skills, and connect to resources. If the St. Louis tornado impacted you, visit moshowmehope.org. From Missouri Department of Mental Health.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by Community America Credit Union in Des Peres. Invested in STL. Invested in you. Now open.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
The smartest way to do your homework is Heckman Lumber.
Thinking about building a new deck? Start with the trained professionals at Hackman Lumber, home of one of the largest inventories of decking materials and accessories in Missouri. From treated lumber and cedar to all the leading names in decking, their team will help you choose the perfect materials for your dream deck. Then finish it off with endless railing options, balusters, and LED deck lighting to bring your backyard to life. Hackman Lumber will not be on shelf. Their team is ready to help. Also, check out their expanded paint department with custom color matching. And don't forget, follow Hackman Lumber on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok to catch weekly deals, specials, and project inspiration all season long. Or visit us at HackmanSTL.com. Locations in St. Peters, Troy, and Pacific, Missouri.
Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
So that's the U.S. men's national team on the field after winning the game on Friday against Australia. We're doing this everywhere, I guess. I kind of feel like
start again.
The Take Me Home Country Road
Right.
thing?
I knew the Blues started doing it in 2019, but it didn't start with them, obviously. But I do feel like it started. It became a thing.
I don't know. I know the...
Was it 2019 or after COVID? No, I don't remember.
It was pre-COVID.
It was pre-COVID.
In fact, I think they've been doing it for as long as... I moved back here in 2017. I'm pretty sure they were doing it back then.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, I don't think that's like a new development.
In my head, it's new as of like around the time of COVID.
Well, let us know. If you've been going to Blues games, let us know when that started. But I'm pretty sure they were doing it in 2017.
But when did it become a thing for Team USA?
I don't know.
And for...
I don't know. But I do know this. I kind of feel like, all right, so England, when they play, they've been singing Wonderwall by Oasis.
Horrible song.
It's not a horrible song by any stretch. It's probably my least favorite Oasis song, but it's better than Country Roads.
No way. No way that this. Like, this
Dude,
is...
I would much rather be, I'm sorry, England got the better end of this deal.
I want to walk around, and I look around, and all I see is you.
That's not even... Yeah, did you turn her off? Yeah, thank you.
That's what it sounds like.
Still hear it, though.
It sounds like whiny.
Well, from you, it sounds that way. But it is a better song.
I disagree completely.
They got the better end of it. Yes,
John Denver.
Yes, it's better than
John Denver.
Oh, you would.
John
Denver.
Hold
on a second. We're not even going to try to pretend that John Denver's better than Oasis. Are you going to try that?
Yeah. Did Oasis come out with an album all about trains?
Well,
no, they didn't.
Did they try to build a helicopter or a plane or whatever that was? They
John
didn't do
Denver
that either.
ran out of gas. He didn't build it. I think they ran out of gas. I didn't think he built it.
I thought he
just ran
did.
Out of gas.
Well,
at any rate, John Denver also has an album, all train songs. Oasis never did that. They would never dream of it.
Right, because they're not awful.
At any rate, have you guys been watching a lot of the World Cup?
Yes, man. I love it.
It's been so much fun. And I swear more and more people have said this. We keep talking about all of the Europeans, discovering America and then Americans being excited to show off America to the Europeans. To me, this is our 250th anniversary celebration. This has been so much fun. Another friend shared a meme where it says the World Cup right now feels like when you have a sleepover with your cousins and you get to have fun because your parents hate each other, but all the cousins are like having fun together.
Yeah.
That's what this feels like.
That's pretty good. It's pretty accurate. It's nice to get to show people your place, where
look
you
at all
live.
my stuff.
Yeah.
You want to see my room?
Yeah, it's
Do you
cool.
want to see my toys? Look at my stuff.
And
you love showing people your stuff.
And they are genuinely liking it. And they did have this conversation with friends over the weekend about the food that all the international folks, the Europeans and the Japanese and everybody who's coming in to watch these games. And we universally decided that if you're going to introduce people from other countries the best possible food they can eat here, it is absolutely barbecue. Because there's nothing like it really anywhere else. And
yeah, I guess you're right.
And it is truly, it's a real American thing. Like, it's probably our most American food item, I would think.
Because Australians have the Barbie, but that's something different, I think.
No, but I'm telling you, man,
That's a great point.
You expose people to smoked meat, barbecue, holy monkey, you can't beat it.
That's great because there's American junk food, which they've been exposed to, like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, forget about all that.
Or the different flavors of Doritos. But you're right. When we're talking like American culture, cowboy culture, it's barbecue.
And just imagine being from England and trying barbecue for the first time. Your mind is probably blown.
Well, I to be completely honest, until this World Cup, I didn't realize they didn't have ranch dressing in Europe. Because I could have sworn, to be honest, I could have sworn there was ranch dressing in Switzerland. They had like 2 dressings. But whatever the case, even if it's there, it's not widespread in Europe. Europeans are loving ranch dressing so much that they're buying bottles of it, trying to bring it home. And TSA has had to issue announcements or statements on social media saying you can't bring ranch dressing in your carry-on. The bottles are too big.
It has to be checked.
It has to be checked.
Yes.
And then Kraft leaning into the moment, and this is not a joke, but Kraft Company said they are working on a new product called the Kraft TSA compliant ranch.
Well, they better hurry up.
I know.
You better hurry. What are you waiting on?
You can't come up with the idea and have it executed a month from now.
Yeah, because the World Cup will be over by the time you get this figured out.
So Kraft wrote in a social media post, some visitors leave with souvenirs, others leave with America's favorite dressing. It's a travel-friendly way to bring the taste of America home. But did you guys know that ranch was not a thing? To the point that they're amazed by the discovery
Ranch
of it?
is not even a thing everywhere in the country. Like the way we in the Midwest have this ranch fixation it's not like that, I think, in the Northeast. I don't even think it's like that West Coast either. I think this is really a Southern / Midwest thing within our own country. Because
but it's in New York. Like when I went to New York.
Yeah, but the fixation we have, they're not putting it on pizza in New York. No, they're not putting it on every damn thing. We put ranch on everything that we can find.
As I've gotten more neurotic, as I've gotten older, and weird things are just showing up. One of them is I am slowly falling more in love with ranch. I never really ate dressing. I really didn't use a lot of dressing, and I didn't understand the fixation with ranch. But vegetables dipped in ranch, man.
Ranch is great. Do you know what I like it on the least? Salad.
I agree. It's a little heavy.
I never get ranch dressing for salads.
But
I like it on everything else.
When you dip the carrots in the ranch.
Awesome.
You know what? I even like it on pizza. I don't do it very often, but it is very good on pizza.
And they're not doing that in New York? Maybe. They're not in Connecticut putting ranch on their pizza? This is it's such a Midwestern / Southern thing to do that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
okay.
I'm glad that the Europeans and the international folks are getting a taste of barbecue and ranch dressing and trying to take it back to their countries.
When we come back, I know we need to get to the teen takeover in Forest Park, but I do have one World Cup question.
All right, let's do that.
That I need to ask them.
Amy Marks' chorus, Chris Ranji. Oh, listen to this song, Superior to Country Roads.
Wrong.
It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you.
All Access with Ollie Marble on the Gas House Gang.
I show up every day looking forward to what's next for this group. This group fits my personality to a T. I love what we're doing. I love how we're going about it. I love the honest conversations. I love the grit. And there's been certain times where I've caught myself where bases are loaded, our back's up against the wall, and I can't help but smile. I show up every day looking forward to what's next for this group.
Ollie Marble, Tuesdays at noon on KMOX.
You care about every detail, and so does Purina. Every ingredient in their pet food comes from trusted sources, and every ingredient has a purpose. Whether that purpose is to provide just the right nutrients your pet needs or a flavor they will love, Purina has over 250 recipes made without artificial flavors or preservatives for you to choose from. You're sure to find something both you and your pet will love. Learn more at Purina.com.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Currently, it is 64 degrees. Some cloudiness today, a high of 74. Tonight, a shower in places. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, a low of 62. Weather sponsored by the U.S. Air Force Band of Mid-America 4th of July Concert Series.
Freedom 250. Join the U.S. Air Force Band of Mid-America July 1st through July 7th across St. Louis as we celebrate America's 250-year legacy with free concerts. No tickets required. Details at afbandtix.org. That's afbandtix.org.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-909-9696. 800-909-9696.
Today, the Cards, the D-backs.
Cameron Total Access 550. First pitch 645.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
So, before we move on to the topic at hand, you may remember that back in March, St. Louis University, the men's basketball team, had a nice, really, really good season, one of their best seasons ever. And then they go to the NCAA tournament. They win their first round matchup and then kind of got smoked by Michigan, who then went on to win the national title. So congratulations to them. Well, their head coach, Dusty May, is leaving. Not Josh Schertz. He's sticking around. But Dusty May is going to the Dallas Mavericks. They are finalizing a deal. So he is jumping from college basketball. He won a championship. Now he's going to go to the NBA. So,
wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
How about that,
Big
man?
news.
Congrats to him.
All right. Before we get to Forest Park, I would like to reach out to our know-it-all listeners that we love because they know a lot.
They think so.
They let us know.
They really
let us
do.
know. 314-436-7900. So I'm going to Colorado soon, and I will be swinging through Kansas City, as one does on the way to Colorado.
See, I would bypass it completely. Just head up
Go
north.
around 435.
Go
swing around it.
to a Dakota or something.
Here's the thing. I'm swinging by when the Netherlands are playing. And I looked, and there is one ticket left in the Netherlands supporters section. You know, the Sea of Orange, where they do the rowing and they do the side-to-side movements. It's all very coordinated. It's like $900.
Doesn't Norway do the rowing?
Maybe it's Norway.
Norway does it.
But the Netherlands do the other things.
Okay.
I don't know. Now my whole question's ruined because you corrected me on the...
Well, the Norwegians are having a great time. But anyway,
Yeah.
you want to know if you should buy the ticket.
Yeah.
How much?
I think it's like $900.
$900?
Yeah. And it's not an elimination game. And remember, because like basically there's no parking, and if you do get parking, it's $150. I'm going to have to take the shuttle, which is going to be a logistics issue, which may not be that big of a deal, except it's a late game. So I will have to get a hotel in Kansas City. And suddenly your fun little, what if I just jumped into this World Cup game could cost you $1,500.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a no.
It's, for me, that'd be a no, dog.
That's what I said. My
But-
brother said, Amy, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to sit in the Sea of Orange at a World Cup game.
Although it would be pretty damn fun. You can start a GoFundMe.
Here's what I've noticed. People are way more willing to spend your money, but not their own.
Right.
I said, would you do it? He's like, absolutely not.
No. He wants you to do it, and then maybe you can expense it.
I think I could.
Do you think Steve would pay for a $1,500 ticket?
Yes, I do. All right.
Ask him.
Yeah.
Let's call him right now. You think he's busy? Call Steve and see if we can expense a ticket for Amy to go to the
It's
World
research.
Cup.
Yeah.
It is. That's exactly right. It's show prep.
Speaking of show prep and research, you know, of all the teen takeovers, you know which one I was the most interested in?
Forest Park.
That's right. That is right.
Because you acted like you were going to do something about it.
I was going to do something. And
No, you
even-
weren't. You were going to go there and bitch and
you-
moan, and that would have been it. You'd been like, wow, you kids go home.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed. Where are your parents? And you said that would be enough to drive you away.
Actually, probably. I'd probably be like, oh, my God, enough with this lady. I'm going home.
Yeah. I remember when that guy in Nashville told me I was a life suck, and I suck the life out of every party I go to.
Nailed it.
I should be going to
He
the team
absolutely
takeovers.
nailed it,
I
yes.
could shut those suckers down.
Yes,
I'll tell
send
you what.
Amy.
Yeah. You want someone, you want a boring prude, a thin-lipped, wrinkly forehead prude to go, this party shouldn't be happening.
Those kids would be like, all right, I'll go home.
That's right.
Damn. All right.
So I actually, I'm always in Forest Park, so I went there this morning, and I had Saturday morning, and then I went again Saturday evening. I wanted to check in, see what was going on. Here's the thing. There was no teen takeover. Nobody showed up. The deterrent factor of law enforcement really worked. And so, I mean, you have to give a ton of credit to the St. Louis police because there were actually multiple proposed teen takeovers that night. There was a proposed teen takeover at Harris Stowe University, which is odd to me. Like you're just going to meet on the campus grounds, I guess.
Yeah.
And there was a proposed takeover at the skate park or the Skate King in Pine Lawn. And then there was the teen takeover in Forest Park, all proposed for Saturday. So that was a lot for the police and law enforcement to have to keep up on. They did a great job following the spreading messages on social media. They actually, were able to locate two 15-year-old teens who were planning the teen takeover in Forest Park. One was from U City, one was from North County, and talk to them, talk to their parents, go to their homes. I hope they, gave them a real, give them that scare. You got to get your life in order scare, that thing. So, and I talked to some of the Forest Park workers, and they said the communication from the very beginning was outstanding, that the police, security, Forest Park Forever, all the visitors. I mean, they were on the visitor center, all of that. They were on top of it. They knew the details. They knew the security, where they would be. The St. Louis police officers had cops at every entrance to the park, just kind of monitoring who's coming in, right? You're going to notice if several hundred kids show up without adults. You're going to notice that because there were a lot of people in the park. Not only was it a beautiful day Saturday, but I think it's Hairspray is at the Muni, and it was jammed, right? And so I actually went back to the park Saturday evening, and like I said, just visiting with police officers, talking to some of the city cops, and the deterrence really does work. And they did a great job.
It's really the only thing you can do. It's tough to stop it once it starts, because if you have several hundred people out there, you just don't have the manpower to nab everybody.
Which is exactly, and that's exactly what they said.
So you have, and nobody does. Nobody has that. So you have to find out about it before it occurs so that you could be there before it happens. And that's the difficult part, is getting the, for lack of a better word, it's intelligence. You have to find out through channels, maybe monitor social media. I guess you kind of know what to look for or who to look for or where to look.
I think the big thing is like teens, like just groups of young kids unaccompanied.
Or hoping that somebody who is a teen who doesn't want it to happen finds out and says, hey, this is going to go down here. You might want to be there, do something about it.
So, when we've talked to the FBI and the police about the prank calls about guns or threats or whatever, and how it is not only criminal, just a stupid and selfish thing to do, but it takes a lot of resources because you have to treat those threats as real, right? So now you have police officers from different departments. You have FBI coming from all these different departments, leaving the jobs they would normally be doing to take care of this threat. It's such a strain on resources. It's kind of the same thing with these teen takeovers because you have a Saturday night. We know the St. Louis City Police Department is short hundreds and hundreds of officers they're short. But now there are 3 teen takeovers that they have to monitor and send resources to those areas to watch out for an event, which, again, doesn't happen because the deterrence works. But we know in the city of St. Louis that 911 has been an issue. We know that cops are strained and that there are going to be priority calls, like someone gets shot. There's another type of violent assault. Any type of other crime, you have police pulled away from those areas, and obviously they're going to go address those calls, but then you're going to have holes in other places of the city where maybe there would normally just be a cop presence. Well, now it's not there because it's triage, and they've got to go to the more serious calls. And I know there was a story in St. Louis Magazine about these terrible fireworks wars that were going on for 5 days with teens shooting fireworks at each other in the neighborhoods and hitting homes. Well, with triage and you're short on cops, the cops got to go to the violent assaults. They've got to go to the murder, the homicide scenes. And so you just keep stretching these resources thinner and thinner. And here's what I know. A lot of cops are working overtime, a ton of overtime just to be available to watch the park, to guard Harris Stowe, to make sure that the Skate King at Pine Lawn doesn't become a teen takeover spot. And that's where you really notice how hard it is on the cops to be so shorthanded because they're working hours and hours and hours and hours of overtime.
Amy, you mentioned wanting to go to the World Cup, and you're wondering if you should. And we've got a texter who says that we should have Steve cover it as you being under assignment. And I agree with that. So we're going to make a phone call, and we're going to see if he'll pay for that ticket. Also, another texter wants to know how Millie is doing. Millie seems to be doing great. Millie, in case you're wondering, is our weed, which we got from the Millennium Hotel. It was presented to us by the Gateway Arch Park Foundation. They brought in that weed that was growing out of the roof of the Millennium Hotel and put it in a pot. They gave us a certificate of authenticity. And she's doing okay right now, but she needs to be planted in the ground, according to Michelle Reeser West, who was in studio with us and apparently called us weird on Saturday. That's what we're told by a texter.
Wait, she called
There's a texter.
Chris
it says,
and Amy a little weird?
Yeah. She said there's a texter who says here that Saturday morning at the very beginning called us weird.
Oh, okay, I am looking that up.
How dare she?
This is hurtful because I believe this morning we were talking about how awesome she was.
She was. We're going to have to start a show war. Us and the gardening hotline.
Yes.
We're going after the gardening hotline.
Is it
on
the
Saturday.
gardening hotline or the garden hotline?
Whatever.
Garden.
I think it's gardening.
Okay.
Garden, I mean.
What does it matter? It's all the
It's
same.
not a gerund.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
not the gardening hotline.
It's all the same. It's all the same. We're
I
talking
agree
about
with you. I
weeds
think
and
we're
plants.
at war now. Do you know what's wild? Is I just thought Michelle Reeser West was a favorite of mine, and I loved her. We praised how awesome she was, but now it's war. Now it's the Chris and Amy show versus the garden hotline.
Well, you come at the king.
Hey,
Michelle, you better, best not miss.
she said the ground or a very large pot.
Well, come get us a big pot then.
I know At
Michelle?
Home, that show, not my home, but there's a store called At Home. They've
Yeah.
got pots that are 6 feet tall.
6 foot tall pot? No.
They do. I think they're for the front of hotels.
What are you going to... Yeah, that would have to be for the front of some kind of resort.
I just can't believe she thinks we're weird.
You can't? She does a show about plants and weeds. What is she talking about?
Did she take our sticks, by the way?
We think she did. She did a really nice job pruning Millie.
She pruned Millie. Millie's
Yeah.
in the window.
She took out the dead stuff, most of the dead stuff. Millie's in the window, needs some sunlight badly, needs to be planted in the ground. So we're going to have to find a place to do it. I have got a couple of volunteers. You volunteered
Yeah.
as well. But we want to make sure that it's in the family forever.
And I
right?
believe Michelle Reeser West, who thinks we're weird, offered to propagate Millie. Did she not?
She did.
Yeah.
So she better get in here and do it. Because we can't do it.
No.
I
I
don't
don't
know how to
even
do
know
that.
how to do that.
No. Amy Marks Kors, Chris Ranji on KMOX. By the way, did you see the all the Norwegians in Times Square? Because
No.
for some reason they do yoga in Times Square. I don't know if it's on Sunday mornings or what. And there are like 1,000 Norwegians. And they're all surrounding the yoga people. And every time the yoga people move, they're like, whoa, whoa, like 1,000 people. It's so funny.
That is great. I did see that the Boston Globe took out a full page to thank the Scottish
Scots?
fans for making their city fun and lighthearted and for singing so much
I
about
gotta tell you,
everything.
I can't get enough Flower of Scotland. It's in my brain over the last
That's good
couple of
stuff.
weeks. Chris and Amy on KMOX.
All right, it is summer, as we mentioned, and for over 70 years, Rottler Pest Solutions has helped local homeowners protect what matters most, their homes, their families, their pets. So a few things that are really going to be irritating once summer hits, moles, because think of all the money you spent in the spring with fertilizer, maybe you put down new sod, and then the next thing you know, you've got tunnels that ruin your lawns and landscaping. Well, Rottler offers an annual program with comprehensive exterior treatments and year-round warranted protection. You can't beat them. What about having a barbecue outside? We've talked about that. Maybe you have pets, you have kids running outside. You're sitting outside barbecuing and you get eaten alive by mosquitoes. Rottler can take care of mosquitoes, ticks, and stinging insects. They have comprehensive programs that they're not just reactive, but it actually even deals with like the larvae of mosquitoes so that you reduce the mosquito population for weeks at a time. Visit them today, Rottler.com, Rottler.com.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Get ready for a night back with legendary hits and non-stop energy. Brian Adams is bringing the Roll with a Bunches tour to Enterprise Center Friday, July 24th.
Hello, this is Brian Adams.
Sing along to the classics as Brian Adams delivers an unforgettable night of rock anthems. Plus, special guests Pat Benatar and Neil Girardo. Brian Adams, July 24th. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Currently, it is 64 degrees. Cloudy today, a high of 74. Tonight, a shower in places. Otherwise, just cloudy, a low of 62. Weather sponsored by Scott Credit Union.
Love your low mortgage rate but need extra cash? Don't refinance. Get a Scott Credit Union home equity line of credit for home renovations or debt consolidation. Learn more at scu.org. Rates vary. Terms and conditions apply.
You just testified under oath you're getting more fiber in your diet, and it was easy? Where is this additional fiber coming from?
Mira Fiber Gummies.
Objection!
It's true. Mira Fiber has 8 grams of fiber to help me get the fiber I need in a day, plus 4 B vitamins for metabolism support. All in one serving.
Overruled.
My gut rests its case.
Oh, that's my line.
Find Mira Fiber today at your local retailer from the makers of Miralax. Mira Fiber supports metabolism of carbs, fats, and proteins. Serving size is 4 gummies.
Mizzou football is almost here. Get ready for the season opening kickoff and Como game on Thursday, September 3rd, with 4 tickets for only $80. Be there to see the finished Memorial Stadium Centennial Project, a deal for the entire family to enjoy the home opener. Let's keep the sellout streak alive and bring the energy as we kick off the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium. Purchase your 4 tickets for $80 at mutigers.com/kickoff in Como. MIZ.
This is Jordan Walker. Celebrate Black Heritage Day, presented by your quality Ford dealers on Sunday, June 28th at Busch Stadium. This special culture and community event honors the impact, history, and legacy of the Black community in baseball and beyond. With a special themed ticket, you'll receive an exclusive Cardinals jersey designed by Corey Rogers. And don't miss a special heritage celebration in Budweiser Terrace before the game. Details and tickets at cardinals.com/theme.
The weekend starts at Busch Stadium. Grab your crew and kick it off at Friday Night Live. Every Friday night home game, Budweiser Terrace turns into the hottest happy hour in the Lou. With $5 beers, $5 hot dogs, $7 margaritas, live music, and more all game long. Meet up with friends, soak in the energy, and keep the night going with baseball under the lights. Good vibes, great deals, your new Friday tradition. Get tickets now at cardinals.com.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Ronj, I don't know if you saw this, but guess what happened today? Way back in 1775.
1775. I don't know.
On June 22nd, 1775, the Continental Congress created legal tender and authorized the printing of $2 million. By 1778, George Washington was already frustrated at inflation.
Well, tale as old as time, huh? Man, you know what? It's kind of funny when you go back and you read about things that were happening a couple hundred years ago, how similar people were to now. Like the same kind of complaints.
You can go back to literally ancient times, say 1000 BC, and you'll see something that's chiseled into a stone that's very petty. I know that some museum found somebody complained about their mother-in-law and it was chiseled into a stone from like 1000 BC. Human nature, man. We've been pretty much the same.
Pretty consistent.
For our entire existence.
So, I don't know if you saw this or not, but hopefully we're not headed for Cracker Barrel Part 2.
Oh, man, because,
they're going to KFC is going to change the logo. Well.
Oh, I did see this.
They're altering the logo a little bit. So now, I guess the wingers can get all crazy about it. Although it's not going to be that big of a deal. Here's what they're doing. The glasses on the Colonel.
Okay.
Are going to be fully outlined in the new version. I don't know what that means. The hairline on the left side will be more clearly defined.
Was that a complaint?
I guess. And also, they are going to add lapels to his jacket. So, there you go. But I really think that we should start a Cracker Barrel hysteria. Do you want to, you and me? Like, get all worked up over the changing of a logo so that they have to change it back. We could say it's woke or something. The new woke KFC logo.
Because lapels are woke? Or
yeah,
what would be the woke part?
The glasses? I don't know.
I thought he had glasses before.
He does, but now they're fully outlined, Amy.
Oh. I want to
Before
know.
they're just partially outlined.
Like, I mean, KFC needs to do whatever it wants to do. But I wonder, like, how big of a deal is this within KFC? Did they spend millions of dollars on consultants?
I don't know.
Saying,
Maybe.
hey, we need lapels.
Well, I hope they're ready for the crap storm that's coming their way, because I will not tolerate a woke KFC logo.
No, I agree. I think what we need to do is narrow our argument a little bit more. Or maybe keep it broad and just say it's woke with no details.
Isn't that what most things are?
And if you say,
most
hey,
objections.
it's woke,
This
and
is
then you
woke.
can say, listen, it's not my responsibility to educate you.
Define woke, please.
I will say, I don't want to say this out loud. If there are kids listening, you might want to turn it down for a second. But did you see how Elmo publicly declared that he would like Team USA to win the World Cup?
Yes.
He said, I just want to be clear. I want everyone to have fun, but I hope Team USA wins.
Well, do you know why he had to
Well,
do this?
that's the thing, is because when the Spurs and the Knicks were in the NBA Finals, he said Elmo just hopes everyone has fun. And Knicks fans, so at the parade, did you see what happened at the parade?
Yes.
I don't want to say it. They
Say
had
it.
an Elmo head on a pike. That they were marching around, and they were like, traitor. Remember, you grew up
call
on
him a
these
traitor.
streets. Like, you grew up on these streets, Elmo.
They're right.
You're a traitor.
Knicks fans are insane, but they're correct.
Poor Elmo.
Elmo's nothing without New York.
So anyway, the head thing was a little intense, but Elmo publicly declared, I want Team USA to win.
Well, he didn't
I will
want to
say
get
some of the responses, the anger directed at Elmo.
for
just-
not picking a winner.
Yeah, for the Knicks.
He should have picked the Knicks.
Absolute traitor. These are your streets, Elmo. Remember where you came from.
Hey, Amy, did you see that M&M's is going to make some candies without artificial dyes? Because I know you're concerned about that.
Okay, I actually am, and I'm actually glad. I agree with RFK on this. I really do. With the crap that goes into M&M's, I actually, whatever.
I think we all kind of agree with these things.
I get
Just how you get rid of
but
it.
M&M's specifically, I don't know why, and I've talked to other people about this. When I eat it, I actually get like an inflammatory response in my face. It really does, and they said, oh yeah, the dye, it's some kind of, I don't know, worm guts or something. But at any rate, we could do better with the dyes. I'm okay with that.
So apparently they're going to get rid of the blue and brown candies. They won't be in these because they require artificial dyes.
Yeah.
And I guess it's
Some of
inexpensive to do it, so that's why they do it.
Yeah, but some of those dyes, like I said, come from, they're just not great. They're not good for you. So I'm okay with that.
That's Amy Marks Kors. I'm Chris Ranji. We've got 2 more hours of the show to go, and then it's the Gas House Gang today. We'll talk to Mike Farron from MLB Network Radio. Mike Claiborne will be on the show. Tom Ackerman and me. We'll talk a lot of Cardinals baseball because Cardinals dropped 2 of 3 over the weekend, and they've got the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight on 104.1 FM KMOX.
For the last 33 years, you've discovered that at Banner Construction, we pride ourselves on quality craftsmanship. We believe the single most important decision homeowners must make when considering an exterior restoration project is, who do you hire? At Banner, we provide well-engineered, meaningful, long-term solutions to transform your home into the pride of the neighborhood. Let us help you fall in love with your home all over again. Call 314-569-1050 or visit bannerconstruction.com and have a banner day.
A divorce is more than just legal paperwork. It's a life change. The stress, the uncertainty, the tough conversations. Cordell & Cordell understands what it's really like to face the unknown. The law firm of Cordell & Cordell has been representing clients during these transitions for over 35 years, helping you focus on what matters most. If you or someone you know is facing a divorce or family law matter, visit CordellCordell.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis. Joseph Cordell, Principal Partner.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Hi, this is Steve Butts from the Crawford Butts Insurance Agency. In 2026, our agency celebrates a momentous occasion as we celebrate 65 years of service to our clients, a tribute to our founder and my dad, Nor Butts. Our staff is ready to assist you with all your insurance needs. So please call me, Steve Butts, at 314-752-2500 or at crawfordbutts.com. For auto, home, and commercial insurance needs, that's crawfordbutts.com.
When pain starts to slow you down, BJC Healthcare and WashU Medicine orthopedic specialists are here to help. Nationally recognized leaders in orthopedics deliver care that's informed by research and personalized for you. From everyday aches to complex injuries and recovery, we're here to help you get back to doing what you love. Find an orthopedic specialist today. Visit bjc.org/orthopedics or call 314-362-9355.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is 10 o'clock, and we've got cloudy skies, 65 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. Problems with the reflecting pool in Washington, D.C. after a multi-million-dollar renovation. President Trump blaming vandalism for the problems. ABC's Elizabeth Schultz.
At least one person has been arrested. Former Olympic canoeist David Hearn tells ABC News that he was cycling near the pool and touched a loose piece of the coating, but did not rip, tear, break, destroy, or harm any part of it.
At least 4 people have been arrested, more than 14 police reports written up. Trump hired several companies owned by donors, giving them no-bid contracts. The longtime director of St. Louis Lambert International Airport is retiring in 2 months. The St. Louis Airport Authority's 6-member search committee will help Mayor Spencer select the person who replaces Rhonda Homnebrugi. That search committee includes Kathy Mazzarella of Graybar, former U.S. Ambassador to Ireland Kevin O'Malley, and former VP of Communications at BJC June Fowler. Former U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Alan Greenspan has died at the age of 100 from complications of Parkinson's disease. The St. Louis nonprofit ecosystem maintaining sustainability. That's a new report from the Community Value Alliance. Board President Jim Mosquera says our region has more than 23,000 nonprofits, many facing a funding winter.
Because we have so many nonprofits and because we've experienced the deteriorating funding environment and because many of the nonprofits have a business capability gap, they're being squeezed further and now they're chasing the same dollars. And of course, that leads to donor fatigue and so forth.
Mosquera says for years, government funding, a steady donor base, and low barriers to entry produced a nonprofit ecosystem optimized for growth, but that is now under profound stress. He says the nonprofit sector is at a pivotal juncture. In Houston, an out-of-control Tesla Model 3 crashed through the front of a home Friday night, killing 76-year-old Martha Avila. Police say the driver showed no signs of impairment, told investigators his car was in self-driving mode at the time of that crash. The investigation continues. Broadway Ford truck sales near Bellefontaine Cemetery filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in May. Now St. Louis Bank is suing them for $11 million. A sale of the company is planned. According to the Business Journal, the dealership will maintain normal operations throughout the process. Broadway Ford reportedly sold more than 1,000 vehicles last year, making it one of the Midwest's biggest commercial truck centers.
Clouds will limit the sunshine this afternoon, high 75. A spotty evening shower, otherwise cloudy tonight, low 62. Partly sunny tomorrow, high 84. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Carl Erickson on 104.1 FM KMOX.
From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, it is 65 degrees with cloudy skies. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
Honey, I found the one.
Oh, I thought I was the one.
Oh, you are, but this one's certified, background check, shows up on time, and can install all the ceiling fans.
Heating, cooling, electrical, and plumbing. Trusted pros who do it right.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Marks Kors. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
So we have started a war with the Garden Hotline show on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I mean, no, we're ready for war.
Michelle Reeser West started the war.
Well, we don't know yet. We were told by a texter, we were tipped off that she said some disparaging things about us to begin the show. This was after we had her come in and help us prune. First of all, she helped us identify what the Millennium Hotel weed is.
Mm-hmm.
And she pretty much confirmed or guessed it was what they told us, that it was a willow of some kind.
A white willow?
That's what they thought. Mm-hmm. And she said it is definitely some kind of willow, and there might be some other stuff in there. And so then she pruned it for us as well. She cut out some of the dead stuff, and it's thriving right now in our office, but we have to plant it somewhere so it doesn't die. Because we want that to live on in perpetuity, right? Like, we want that weed to live forever.
Well, obviously, and then we're going to propagate it. And I thought we were going to start a small business.
Yeah.
Selling propagated.
We could probably do really well. We should make it an auction item. So anyway, we were told by a listener, and this is what the tip line is for, the text line at 314-436-7900. We were told that she said some disparaging things about us. And Pajeski found it. I want to hear.
I got a text from the producer, basically was saying, hey, can you give me a call? We need some help with some plant identification. Call me basically whenever you can. So I call him back. And if you guys didn't hear during the week or haven't heard over the years, Chris and Amy are a little weird. I just met them for the first time, but.
What?
What?
A little weird?
This is out of left
What the hell?
field.
Are a little weird.
A little weird? How blanking dare you?
Are a little weird.
But wait, can we get any? There's no elaboration. Where are your receipts,
Did
Michelle?
she elaborate?
No, she sort of just explained the story of how she came in. We, talked about the weed, how she pruned it.
But she was excited to prune.
Yeah, she was. She said this is the highlight of her week or whatever it was.
She did. Honestly, if anything, I thought she was a little weird for being so excited about it.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
In retrospect, she's the weird one.
That's right, not us. We're normal. We're as normal as it gets. How dare you?
I cannot. Can I just hear it from start to finish? Can I hear that one more time?
Yes, you can.
I got a text from the producer, basically was saying, hey, can you give me a call? We need some help with some plant identification. Call me basically whenever you can. So I call him back. And if you guys didn't hear during the week or haven't heard over the years, Chris and Amy are a little weird. I just met them for the first time. But
Okay. It goes, if you didn't hear over the week or the past couple of years.
I mean,
Chris and Amy are a little weird.
How dare she?
You know what? This war is on with the Garden Hotline.
That's right. Jacob is watching on YouTube and says we like him a little weird. So we appreciate you, Jacob.
Big Blonde Dan says, how dare she? What does that make all of us?
That's right. Well, if you're listening to this, you're weirder than we are because you're accepting it.
We're getting paid to do this.
Yes.
Guys, I have more. I have more from Michelle.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
And I don't know if it's meant for your ears or not.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna play it for you. So just brace yourselves.
Oh God.
as you guys might know, the willow is pretty easy to propagate. So as I was pruning out some of the dead, I took a couple of cuttings home. And just between me and you, don't tell Chris and Amy, of the two that I took home, one of them already didn't make it through the night. I've had them for not even 24 hours. One of them is already has not made it through the night, but the other one looks really good and healthy.
First of all, how can she tell?
You know, I had a feeling she stole some.
We even
I had
said
a feeling.
this morning.
I said, wonder what she did with the stuff that she took.
Verbatim,
that she pruned.
did I not say this morning before the show started, I think Michelle took our sticks?
I think she did. She took our sticks because part of that weed, there were just dead sticks. And when I went out to the garage where she pruned the plant, when I went out later on Friday, there were no sticks out there.
And I thought we were supposed to get the
So
sticks.
she stole them.
First of all, she already killed 50% of our millennium weed, basically. She killed 50% of it. And second of all, how does she know it didn't make it through the night?
Because she probably monitored it.
Can you listen? We all saw that plant.
Mm-hmm.
Could you tell if it, from its current state, it's like something that's already like dead and decaying is more dead. It can't be more dead. How could she tell it didn't make it through the night?
That's just outrageous.
It already looked
It's
pretty
outrageous.
sad.
Michelle also said
Jeez,
this.
I can't take this, Matt.
what
Come
else
on,
did she
Matt.
do? Sorry.
It would be really sad if when it's been ripped from its home, Chris and Amy and me now through them have killed it.
You
killed it. What the hell,
We
man?
saved, okay, does she
We
not
saved that
realize it
thing's
was
life.
on top of the Millennium Hotel?
They were just going to demolish it. It would have died in the rubble. If it weren't for us.
Thank you.
You ripped it from its home. Its home.
Its home was getting destroyed.
I feel like she's making it sound like we stole a puppy too early.
Captain always goes down with its ship, and that ship, that
Man.
plane should have gone down with the Millennium Hotel.
Well, actually, that weed became the biggest and greatest attraction of that entire building.
You know
Man.
what? You think you know someone.
This
you know, and you talk to them in confidence.
Right. We thought we had a friend in Michelle
And then you
Reeser
go
West.
out, do that on your garden hotline.
Yeah.
A little weird.
A little weird. A message here to 314-436-7900 says she had to feign enthusiasm to not anger the weird people. Maybe that's true. Do you think she was afraid when she was in here? She's like, I better.
She did-
Yeah, this weed is pretty cool.
You know what?
guys.
She did seem. Well, that's why I said.
I'm so excited to be here.
She was a little too excited.
Is this how you have to act around the president? Just so he doesn't. Is this so he doesn't freak out on you and go to Truth Social and bury you?
No, I love these shoes.
Because you weren't loyal enough. Is that what she's doing? Is Michelle Reeser West just trying to appease us so we don't turn on her? I don't know,
You know what?
man.
I don't know. We have a texter, 636, says, "This means war. The Chris and Amy army have been awakened, and we cannot tolerate this from someone who cuddles with poison ivy and cactuses."
Well,
actually, it's cacti, but yeah.
Insufferable Matt, we love you.
Yeah, man, he really is. He's one of those know-it-alls who text into the show line.
We have a 618 that says plant it on the KMOX roof.
That's my
That was an
idea.
idea. But I think what you're going to have to do is get one of those giant pots from At Home.
Yeah, the 6-foot-tall ones. Well, anyway.
And we missed our chance because At Home had all their pots 50% off for a long time.
Anyway, Michelle Reeser West does the garden hotline on Saturday mornings from 8 to 10, and you should listen in. And
Well, no, now
you're-
you shouldn't. Now it's a war.
No, now people are going to have to listen in to see if she badmouths us again.
You know what they say is keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
We'll be keeping an eye on Michelle. I'll tell you that much right now.
We have we have Jacob on the YouTube says, "Let's talk about the skyline picture on your stream of St. Louis having
The KMOX logo.
on the soon-to-be torn down Millennium Hotel."
If you see on our stream, we have the KMOX logo on the skyline there. I threw it on a random building, and it may be the Millennium Hotel.
Wait,
I
you
guess.
threw it on the...
I did that years ago. I don't think anybody's ever noticed it.
Put it on the one building
Billy, it's getting torn down.
that's getting torn down.
I think that's...
Oh my gosh! If you're watching on YouTube, we do have this St. Louis skyline, and the KMOX logo is on the Millennium Hotel, the only building in that skyline that's getting torn down.
I know that means something. It has to.
Matt, you had no idea.
No idea.
Well, it's been an eventful few days for this show, hasn't it? We had
Yeah.
a really nice Wednesday. We go to the ballpark. They have a Chris and Amy day at the Cardinals game.
Yeah.
You know, we're out there broadcasting. A lot of people stopped by. We guest bartended. We got to do the trivia on the big screen. We got to throw out T-shirts. We got to do all kinds of stuff. Then we get this Millennium Hotel weed the next day presented to us by the Gateway Arch Park Foundation. We loved it. And then the Garden Hotline host just buried us on the morning show. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
But we appreciate the rest of you for supporting us. If we can't get support from the Garden Hotline, well, at least we can get it from you.
Yeah.
And we thank you for being a part of our day.
I do think it's kind of fun. I'm getting a little kick out of being at war with the Garden Hotline.
Oh, man.
You know what that means? We have to call in on Saturday and say, hey, just a couple of weird people calling in with a question about a ficus.
I think you call with the knowledge that, that she took your plan and killed it, but you act anonymous, like, I know what you did to Millie.
How about this?
And
How
you
about we
hang up.
call in?
Hang up.
Well, that's one. Or we call in and say, hey, what would you do hypothetically if you invited a friend over and you showed them your favorite, most special plant?
Yeah.
And they offered to prune it for you. Then they pruned it, and then without your knowledge, took some of it home and killed it. What would you do?
I know what she'd say.
Chris and Amy are a little weird.
How dare she? I kind of feel I knew I had a sharp stabbing pain in my back, and it turns out it was the knife from Michelle Reeser West.
Yeah. So on Saturday, say, hey, Michelle, can you please take this knife out of my back and plunge it into my heart?
Well, she already did that. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX. We're going to talk a little Cardinals baseball at 10:30, just after the 10:30 break, with Matt Pauley, who's going to be with us. And apparently there's a 72-ounce steak challenge coming to my hometown in Granite City. I can't wait to find out about this.
I heard about this morning.
It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by Community America Credit Union in Des Peres. Invested in STL. Invested in you. Now open.
Guys, Kevin Wheeler here for FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of KMOX. And I like to joke, and I say it all the time, like my work with FanDuel Sportsbook goes well beyond the time that it came online in Missouri. I used to have to travel to play. Not anymore. Now I get to play at home, and you can too, whether it's baseball season, whether it's hockey, basketball, football, and now soccer. On the biggest stage of the world, FanDuel is stepping up. They are changing the game because sometimes the player you've got gets subbed off and your bet goes off with them, but not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. Yeah, so that's right. So if your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it to the final whistle. No need to go anywhere. You just hang in there. You still got your shot. But visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to get yourself started. Super easy to do. And let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Just remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I've been burned before. I was just repeating the same patterns. It turns out I had a type.
Workplaces everywhere are looking for love. And by love, we mean the easy way to order food at work. EasyCater.
I thought ordering from great restaurants at work had to be complicated, but then I met EasyCater. So many options, so flexible, and when I ordered for 50 gluten-free vegans without going over budget, I knew I'd found the platform I wanted to do life and lunch with.
Fall in love with EasyCater. Start an order at EasyCater.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-day kitchen and bath. It's all about time.
Save time and money.
Do it now, don't wait till later. Call the top-notch renovator. It's about time.
3 days or less.
At 3-day kitchen and bath.
Escape to Florence with the Tony Award-winning musical The Light in the Piazza at Opera Theater of St. Louis. This dazzling production stars Broadway favorites Kate Baldwin and Paulo Schott and brings to life an enchanting tale of romance, adventure, and self-discovery. Follow a young woman as she finds herself swept away by the beauty and passion of sun-drenched Italy. Performances run May 30th through June 28th, and tickets start at just $25. For tickets and information, visit experienceopera.org.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-720-8444. 314-720-8444. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-720-8444.
100 years, one legendary voice. We live KMOX's century of service, classic audio, photos, videos, and more at KMOX100.com.
Somebody tried to... Oh, this is Jacob, I think. Is it Jacob on YouTube watching the show? You can watch on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Try to tell me that Oasis isn't as good as Genesis. First of all, I don't know where Genesis came from. We never even brought up Genesis.
No, it was John Denver.
Yeah, it was John
versus
Denver.
Oasis.
John Denver.
Do you think anyone's ever had that argument before?
No, probably not.
You're welcome.
Thank you. 314-436-7900. Watch us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. We're at KMOX on Twitter if you want to find us there. And you can just find the KMOX news page on Facebook. You can watch there, and obviously YouTube. And then we've got the Gas House Gang at 12 on KMOX Sports, all their pages. So, Amy, I found out from all y'all, and I didn't know, I should have known this. That there is a, oh my gosh, Amy, we have to audible.
What happened?
Well, because if you remember a few moments ago,
Yeah.
we found out that the host of the Garden Hotline was taking shots at us and called us a little weird. We have evidence.
Yeah.
We'll get it soon.
Okay.
Yeah, we have evidence. We are now joined by the host of the Garden Hotline, who is called in to the guest line.
Oh, you mean the traitor?
The traitor.
Yeah.
She's calling in on the Quiver River Electric guest line. It's Michelle Reeser West, who is the host of the Garden Hotline show on Saturday mornings from 8 to 10. Good morning, Michelle.
What's up, weirdos?
We know what you did.
You know what? Literally, we were praising you this morning. I called you awesome.
Yeah, we were like,
100%.
I called you awesome. And then we had a texter, a little troublemaker, texted and goes, did you know Michelle Reeser West called you weird on Saturday?
I stand by it. And why do you think that weird is a bad thing? This is one of the most bizarre things to happen in my career. It's weird. And maybe I said you guys are weird instead of the situation is weird, but I stand by it. This is like bizarre and awesome. I'm right there with you. I am on board. I am loving it. I can't wait to hear updates and to see its progress over time.
Well, but also you love plants, so of course you're going to love it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So what's the
How's
weird...
she doing? I haven't seen her since Saturday. How's she doing?
Millie looks pretty good right now. I think she's got there are a couple of dead things in there. So I feel like we need to, we need to do the propagate thing that you talked about. So we need to
Yeah, I'll tell you, I took 2 cuttings home.
Oh, we found out.
We found out.
Yeah, we heard.
Yeah. I told all the listeners not to tell you guys, and then what did they do? But one is going strong. One did not make it through the night, sadly. But one is still going strong, and I think that we're going to definitely have at least one shoot that makes it from the haircut that happened last week.
So my question was, how could you tell it didn't make it through the night?
Did you stay up with it?
Dead. No, when I woke up, it was, DOA. It was crunchy. It was really wilty. It didn't like it. Living outside of, off of the side of the building. And that's what's crazy. The darn thing was fine living on the side of a building, but I took it to my house and it promptly died. So
do you feel like, are you worried now that when people call in, they're going to say, Michelle, you couldn't even keep this weed that was growing outside of a building alive?
I know. This was the only downside of getting involved in this is that my reputation is on the line. And so far, it's, we're not quite sure how it's going. So it's still up in the air. But I'm still very hopeful that this is going to end well.
Michelle joining us is the exact reason why big basketball schools don't want to play smaller basketball schools. They have nothing to gain. Just everything to lose. Michelle had nothing to gain by joining us. Just everything to lose.
It was a risky decision, but...
Do you feel like you've gained anything today?
Not yet. Not yet, no.
All right. Well, you need to get in here and propagate this thing for us so we don't know what we're doing.
No, I know, but we have to decide if you guys are going to keep it in a pot or if we're going to plant it. And we need to get it on the schedule if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, I think we want to.
I'm on board.
She did tell us, I forgot that we need to put it in the ground or in a giant pot before we propagate.
I think that we need to put it in the ground. I think it needs a real home.
Too.
Okay.
That is exactly what I think. And I think it should happen. It's not an ideal time for planting right now. We're, approaching mid to late June. Temperatures are going to start heating up, but I think it's going to be better in the ground and have a little bit more safety of, the soil around it and some mulch than it would in a pot, because I really am worried about you guys remembering to water it in the pot. So
I watered it today.
Great. I'm happy. I'm glad.
I'm worried about overwatering because I forgot to water some of my plants at home, and so I tried to make up for lost time, and apparently that doesn't work.
Yeah, this is what I'm worried about.
I overwatered the plants I had. I was watering them every day.
We got to get this in the ground, Ranj. We need to get it in the ground.
Yeah, just let me know when, and I'll come help you dig a hole.
Okay, I guess it's gonna have to. We need a hole that's about 6 foot deep, about 6 foot wide.
I think we need to build like a concrete wall and just stick it on the, do you guys have like a retaining wall or something we could stick it in, because it seems like that's its preferred growing conditions.
I mean, one of my ideas was to plant it on the roof of this building.
But there's no dirt on this building.
Well,
there wasn't any dirt. There wasn't enough dirt, but all you need is a little.
All right. Well,
all right. We got to figure this out, and then we got to let you know.
All right, we'll contact
you.
You.
Let me know, and I'm there.
All right. Thank you, Michelle.
Bye, guys.
But just keep in mind that the Army is listening.
Yeah, I think.
Fine. I'm a weirdo too. Like I'm on Team Weirdo with you guys. It was not an insult. It was probably it's a good thing.
All right. We're keeping an eye on you.
Yeah,
okay,
and the Garden Hotline. You got to watch that show. Not watch it. I mean, listen to it, but keep an eye on it.
Yeah, keep an eye on it.
Thanks, Michelle.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Michelle Reeser West, host of the Garden Hotline.
I don't know what this means.
Saturday mornings from 8 until 10.
You know what this is? This is our Strait of Hormuz. I don't know if it's open. I don't know if it's closed.
No, we opened it.
I don't know if it's safe. I don't know.
It's open. She's going to fix it for us.
Is it?
She's going to fix the plant. She has to after her infraction. Let's talk some Cardinals baseball. They had an infraction over the weekend. Man, they did win yesterday. JJ hit a couple of home runs, but they lost 2 of 3 and gave up a ton of runs to the Kansas City offense. So we'll talk to Matt Pauley. He joins us next on KMOX.
Every day starts the same way. and then it goes wherever it wants.
Life doesn't stop for Cardinals baseball. It just kind of runs alongside it. Dave Glover here from The Dave Glover Show. We're talking real life, real stuff, and yes, a lot of Cardinals along the way because that's how fans actually live it. It's just like happy hour, man. We get together every day from 1 to 5. We have fun, we laugh, we commiserate, we complain. DGS 1 to 5.
The Dave Glover Show at 1. And then Cardinals baseball.
Amendment 4 on the August ballot hides some ugly facts. It would create a new minority veto power, but only for ballot issues that are citizen-led.
I just say no to that.
Amendment 4 permanently ends majority rule for citizen-led ballot issues.
I'm a no on 4.
Politicians put Amendment 4 on the ballot to severely limit citizens' constitutional power.
I say no on 4.
4 is a power grab by politicians. It lets one congressional district veto reforms backed by the majority of voters statewide, giving as few as 5% of voters control over the rest of us.
That's why I say no to 4.
4 would make it nearly impossible to rein in out-of-control politicians.
I say heck no.
4 takes away our constitutional power we've used for over 100 years to pass reforms that politicians wouldn't. Keep majority rule and your power. Just say no to Amendment 4. It's an ugly politician power grab. Paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
64 degrees and cloudy, a shower in places this morning. Otherwise, just variable cloudiness, a high of 74. Tonight, a low of 61. Weather sponsored by i3 Broadband. Summer celebrations are here, whether you're heading to Red, White, and Boom in Peoria or listening to Cardinals baseball on KMOX. i3 Broadband keeps you connected. Head over to i3broadband.com/radio today or call 1-866-806-5485 to upgrade today because life runs better on fiber, and i3 Broadband is here for you.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey guys, it's Glover. Right now, buy 4 windows and get 4 free and 48 months with 0% interest, same as cash. Call 314-334-2522. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Let me tell you something about insurance. When you sign your insurance policy, for some brokers, that's the finish line. Handshake, commission, done. Then you may not hear from them again until it's time for renewal. But your business runs all year, so do the gaps and the risk. So go to Supersure.com. If your company has more than 25 employees, whether you're the owner, CFO, or HR manager, it can be too complex to just go buy a policy online. Supersure is the super agency built for you, licensed in every state for your business insurance and employee benefits, all with year-round support for you and your team. At Supersure.com, you can access tools like fine print facts. It'll translate your current policy into plain English so you see what's covered and what's not. Plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to Supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Supersure.com. That's Supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
A cataract occurs when the natural lens in your eye becomes cloudy and hard. This affects your eyesight by darkening and blurring your vision. The only treatment for cataracts is to remove that cloudy natural lens and replace it with a new artificial intraocular lens. Cataract surgery is now one of the most common and successful surgeries. Hi, this is Charlie Brennan here in St. Louis. For cataracts, I recommend you call the doctor's doctors. Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. 314-966-5000. Ask these doctors about the light adjustable lens, allowing you to customize your vision after cataract surgery. The doctor's doctors, where the Brennan family has received its eye care for 30 years. 314-966-5000 in St. Charles, Sullivan, and 270 in Manchester. And at youridoc.com.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, rock star. Let's look at your account. When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything. Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
From backyard barbecues to homegrown herbs, the best parts of summer start at Lowe's. Right now, get 3 Fairy Morse 1.3 quart vegetables and herbs for just $12. Plus, get 4 bags of Miracle-Gro 0.75 cubic foot garden soil for only $10. Whether you're planting something new or giving your garden a refresh, now's the time to make the most of your outdoor space. Save more on what you need this summer at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 6/24 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
A swing and a slowly hit tapper toward O'Brien. He gloves it, throws it. Redbird winner. Collins is out. O'Brien to Burleson. Woo! This ball game comes to an end.
Can I breathe now?
We can. Woo. The Cardinals won it 12-10.
Yo, Paulie! Paulie's a great name. Yo, Paulie! What'd you do for Paulie? Anything? Me, Paulie! I was responsible!
Paulie, we're here because of you.
Yeah, the Cardinals made that a little too interesting yesterday, but they did salvage the finale of the series, and now they will take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. That game happens tonight. We have the pregame show starting at 5:50 as the Cardinals are hosting Arizona. First pitch at 6:45 from Busch Stadium tonight, and it is time to go to the Quiver River Electric guest line. We bring in the host of Sports Open Line, Redbird Rush Hour, Cardinals pre- and post-game. Matt Pauley is with us, and before we get to Matt, Amy, I was out in the hallway, and I saw anchor reporter Maria Kina, and she said she was listening to the segment with Michelle Reeser-West, and she called Michelle's comments about us an outrage.
Wow. Wow.
So we know that the news people here,
Yeah.
the objective news people here at KMOX were outraged.
Outrage. It
And
was an
Maria
outrage.
Maria speaks for all of them. Let's talk to Matt Pauley. How you doing, Matt? Do you think we're weird?
I'm sorry. I haven't been listening. You got to I know we're here to talk Cardinals, but what did Michelle say real quick?
She called us weird.
She said we were weird on the Garden Hotline. She goes, you know, Chris and Amy, I don't know if you've been listening the past week or a couple of years, but they're a little weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any comment?
Matthew?
No.
Do you think we're weird?
I think you can be weird. I don't think you are weird. Individually, I don't think you are weird people, but I think sometimes when you're listening to this show, I understand why somebody would say that.
All right.
I don't say that in a bad way. I like both of you a lot.
That's what she said, not in a bad way. She's like, yeah, you're not weird in a bad way. At any rate.
Thanks for nothing, Matt.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, so Cardinals.
You know what's weird? How many runs the Cardinals are giving up.
What's going on? What happened this
Hey-o.
weekend?
Hey-o.
Why was it so bad? What the hell?
Yeah, that's a good question. And the starting pitching was just not. Last weekend it was the relief pitching, and I mean yesterday, the relief pitching wasn't terrible. O'Brien, made it interesting there in the ninth inning for sure. But sometimes you just go through these periods where kind of speaking of weird things happen. And the starting pitching was always a question about this team, and I think. One of the things that we're going through right now as we go through 162 games is when stuff starts to go bad, either team-wise or very specifically in certain areas, people start to play this game, okay, is this actually who they are? Are they actually regressing to who they're going to be? Or is this just part of the cycle of 162 games where stuff goes off the rails for a little bit? And we'll know. I'm not somebody who has to define everything in the moment. If starting pitching is is terrible from here till August, then we know, okay, well, that period in the month of June was when things really went bad, or starting pitching can kind of turn back around. Same thing we were saying last weekend with the bullpen. Certainly the thing that we have said about the offense at times this year. So I don't put too much stock into what happens over a 3-game series when it's a little bit different than what we've seen before. But, I mean, there's some issues. We talked a lot about Matthew Liberatore last week, and I don't think, especially with somebody like him, I was looking at the numbers. You look at him from June 1st of last year on, that's 33 starts. He's got an ERA at about 5.3 since that time. So that's not just like a bump in the road. That's a trend that he has been on for a while. So, yeah, one of the things is just, I think, trying to figure out what's real, what's not real, what do we not know yet, and then going forward from there.
Yeah, so 75 games through the season now. They are still the top wild card. I believe they're tied with Philadelphia. Do they have the same record? I'm not sure. It's close, but they're right there at the top of the wild card. And I think that what I have been saying is I think they're at least going to remain competitive until the end of the year. I think I'd be somewhat surprised if it just totally fell apart over the next few weeks. But if it does, how much does that change how they're going to approach the deadline?
It'd change everything, right? At the very least, if they're where they're at right now, even if they don't go buy at the deadline, they're not going to be selling super aggressively. Whereas if they fall out of this thing and all of a sudden they're not in a wild card position and the prospects of being a playoff team is virtually nothing, at that point you're looking at every single expiring contract that you have and you're trying to move on from them as a way to add more talent. So yeah, I think that changes a lot. Now, this is going to be, to your point, this is going to be a team that even if they start to fall off a little bit from a record standpoint and from a games within a playoff standpoint, they're going to be in for it for a while. Last year they had one winning month, and that month was May. And every other month was either a losing month, and they had one 500 month in there as well. And we were still talking a week before the deadline, hey, if they have a good week here, maybe that's going to be enough to push though. So it takes a lot to completely fall out. I saw somebody say on social media the other day, this team's going to be out of it in a week. No, they're not. Even if they just are completely terrible for the next week, that's not going to put them in a spot. You're talking about other teams that are flawed as well when you're looking at the teams that they're competing against in the wild card. Right now, the 7 teams we'll say that are within one game of a wild card spot are the Cardinals, Phillies, Cubs, Padres, Marlins, Nationals, and Diamondbacks. And then the Pirates are a game and a half back. So there's a bunch of not so great baseball teams that are in there. So for you to completely fall out of something, not only are you losing, but other teams are winning. And when I listed all those teams, I mean, the only team that scares me at all in that group is the Philadelphia Phillies. That's the only really good team I think in there. And they just happen to get off to a terrible start, and they have since recovered. So no, they are going to stay in this for a while, even if they're not playing as good baseball as they've been playing all year.
Well, the Cubs are supposed to be a whole lot better than they are, and they've played themselves into a wild card. The Padres, I think, are better than their record, and it's only a couple of games over 500 now. I think they should be better than this, but as far as a team, with there being 3 wild cards here, all right, let's take the Phillies and Cubs out of it. Let's assume that they are going to be wild cards, all right, because I think they both still have, obviously the Phillies do, and I think the Cubs still have a really good chance. But now you're talking about Padres, Marlins, Nats, Diamondbacks. None of those teams are as far as I'm concerned, far and away better than the Cardinals are.
No, absolutely not.
None of them. And maybe the Padres are better or should be better, but they're not far and away better, which means they should at least be competing with the Padres and probably the Cubs for the next several weeks, if not right up until the end of the year.
Exactly. So that's where they're going to be at. And it's going to be it's going to be fascinating to watch how this whole thing plays out between now and the trade deadline, and then after the trade deadline, what they're able to do. Because the folks in Miami feel really good about who they are, and maybe sneaking into a playoff spot. I would say the same thing with Washington and with Arizona. These next few games against the Diamondbacks are important games. If you can go out and have some success against them and knock them down a little bit, maybe that's one team that falls out a bit. But yeah, there's it's a bunch of very flawed teams that are contending for wild card spots right now.
We've talked about the energy and the youth of this team, Matt, and how it has made the season feel completely different, even though the records are basically the same. Through June 22nd, for instance, last year, the Cardinals were 42-35. Or going into the game on June 22nd, they were 42-35. The Cardinals this year are 41-34. So almost identical records. Yes, I know the energy, the enthusiasm of the attitude of this team is different than last year, but also how much does the records, as you mentioned, of the other Central Division teams go into making us feel like the Cardinals are doing better than they were last year?
I don't know if it's so much the Central teams. I think it's the wild card teams that we were just talking about more than anything. And, for so long, there was no team under 500 in the Central. And that's not really the case anymore. Pittsburgh won yesterday, so they got back to 500. They were able to salvage a game from Colorado. Cincinnati even taking 2 of 3 from New York over the weekend. They're still 2 games under 500. Cubs are just a few games over. But I think the bigger thing is the wild card stuff they were just talking about, and the lack of teams pulling away in that area. I'd have to look. I'd be interested to go back to June 22nd of 25 and see the wild card standings then, and see what teams are looking more impressive than this group right now. But I do think just the fact that the teams that they're not really competing against the Brewers right now. The Brewers are the first place team in the NL Central. They have a 5-game lead. Like, that's not really what we're talking about. We're talking about this team finding a way to make it into the playoffs, and all the teams that they're next to in the wild card standings, they're right there next to them. So you feel like you have a really good shot.
Yeah, I definitely should have said the wild card teams, because I guess my question is, if the Cardinals were not in a wild card spot and it looked like those teams were pulling away, would we still be as excited and talking about the enthusiasm of the youth and how much fun it is?
Yeah, I think so, because 41-34 is a perfectly fine record, and it's above 500. And going into the year, we were talking about this team being a below 500 team, and maybe even the worst team in the NL Central and all that stuff. So let's say we were living in a hypothetical world where the Phillies, Cubs, and Padres had all played up to what they were expected to do when the season got started, and the Cardinals were behind those 3 teams, and there was quite the gap. There was a 4, 5, 6 game gap between those teams and the Cardinals for a wild card spot. The discussion would be a little bit different, because I think we would be acknowledging the fact that this is a team that for sure would be selling at the deadline, but I don't think we would change the tune on how much fun this team is and the fact that they are winning more games than we expected them to.
I was just having this casual conversation with a friend yesterday, and we were talking about Dustin May, who, had a bad day, but if they get a really, really good offer for him and they are in the wild card picture, and even if they have a wild card spot, if it's me, I have a really tough time not making that deal.
Yeah, I go back and forth on this one, because I think you can argue each side and have a very legitimate argument on each side. From a team standpoint,
they would hate it.
You're trying to from an organizational standpoint, you're trying to infuse as much talent into the organization as possible, so you're able to win at a really high level, and May would bring you something. From a this year's team standpoint, he would be your number 1 starter if you were starting a playoff game tomorrow. And there is this, fans have started to come back to Busch Stadium, and there is this, I'm going to use the word love affair because I can't think of anything better, but that's probably too strong. But there's like this love affair between the fans and this team right now, which has grown very quickly. And I don't want to see them mess with that in that type of situation. But yeah, to your point, again, Chaim Bloom has been very clear since day number 1 on the job of when there are choices to be made and one choice benefits the short term and one choice benefits the long term, they are going to continue to look at the long term options. So I don't know. I used the word fascinating earlier. I used it again. It's going to be really fascinating to watch how that plays out.
Making that trade would have to be, from Chaim Bloom's perspective, guys, trust me on this, okay? Trust me, this is going to be good for us in the long term. Last thing before we say goodbye here, J.J. Weatherholt had a couple of home runs yesterday. He's the heavy betting favorite right now to be Rookie of the Year. Barring an injury, do you see anything taking that away from him?
Sal Stewart's really good in Cincinnati, and he hits a bunch of home runs. So if somebody's going to get really stuck on home runs, that could derail that a little bit. But I'm looking for landmines when I say that. J.J. Weatherholt's the best rookie in the National League.
Thank you, Matt.
You bet.
Yo, Paulie, your sister's with me. I'll call you back later. See ya.
Matt Pauley on Redbird Rush Hour at 5 o'clock today, leading into the pregame show at 5:50, and then 6:45 first pitch right here on KMOX. The Cardinals are hosting the Arizona Diamondbacks. I mentioned J.J. Weatherholt. He's minus 155 to win on FanDuel, to win the Rookie of the Year this season, and, of course, we'll be paying close attention to that. But I know many of you are going to be paying close attention to what happens today. A lot of good World Cup games happening. Messi, Mbappe, Haaland, all playing today. Argentina's that first game coming up here in a little over an hour, and then France and Iraq, and then you've got Norway and Senegal. That's coming up today. Jordan, Algeria. And if you are betting a player during the tournament this year, it's the biggest stage in the world, as you know. And FanDuel is changing the game. You know, sometimes that player that you've bet will get subbed out, and when that happens, your bet goes with them. But FanDuel thinks there's a better way to do it, and that's called FanDuel Super Sub. So if your player does get subbed out, your bet's going to stay in, and that means that your player leaving the match, the sub coming in for him, your bet goes on with that substitute. It's a really good way to stay in on the action all the way until the final whistle. And to take advantage of it, all you have to do is go to FanDuel.com/Missouri and get started. That is FanDuel.com/Missouri. Take advantage of FanDuel's Super Sub. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. Must be 21 or over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
The soundtrack of classic rock is coming to Hollywood Casino Amphitheater August 6th. Leonard Skinner and Foreigner joining forces for one epic night of legendary hits and unforgettable memories. It's the Double Trouble Double Vision Tour. From Sweet Home Alabama to Cold as Ice. Don't miss your chance to experience these two Rock and Roll Hall of Fame acts in one incredible show. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
You know, most sellers put their home on the market and they just wait to see what happens.
Well, I'm Kevin Wheeler, and I'm here with Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And Gloria, is there a better way to sell?
There is. Instead of listing your home the traditional way and hoping for the right buyer, I can get you up to 8 competitive cash offers right from the start. That means you're not guessing what your home might sell for. You're looking at the real offers and choosing the one that works the best for you. It also helps you to set the right price and create stronger demand if you decide to go to market. It gives you control, leverage, and a clear path forward before you accept just any offer. And remember, I'll guarantee to sell your home at 100% of the market value, or I'll pay you the difference.
Before you sell your home, see what your options are. Call the one that I trust. That's Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession.
What if you could better understand your risk for chronic disease and cancer before systems ever begin? With your disease risk from Siteman Cancer Center, you can take a quick, evidence-based assessment that looks at factors like family history, lifestyle, and everyday habits to provide personalized insights about your health. Your health story is shaped by more than genetics. Nutrition, physical activity, sleep, tobacco use, and routine screenings all play an important role in your future well-being. Knowing how these factors work together can help you make informed decisions and take action earlier. When it comes to prevention, knowledge is powerful. In just a few minutes, Your Disease Risk can help you better understand your health risks and provide practical guidance to support a healthier future. Take the first step today. Prevention begins with awareness. Visit siteman.washu.edu/YDR. That's siteman.washu.edu/YDR.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM KMOX. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app.
We were trying to talk about meat, and then Michelle Reeser West from the Garden Hotline show called us.
Oh, I remember her. Is she the one that called us weird?
She is.
Yeah.
And she's going to have to make up for that someday. Very, very soon, actually. And a texter's kind of blaming us for all that real quick. Texter says, you guys wanted her involved. Sorry that you were, I thought that you were being verbally attacked, but it sounds like you weren't.
Yeah. Although we have another texter who says, y'all can let Michelle know that the Chris and Amy Army isn't buying her little phone call.
I know. Well, thanks for being on our side. So this, today, actually, on Monday, starting at 4 o'clock in Granite City. GC, baby, my hometown. Near the Electric Neon Sign Park, which is there. It's part of Route 66.
Yeah.
And this is a big celebration of Route 66 this year. And there is a place called the Big Texan Steak Ranch, and they're known for big steaks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're serving up a 72-ounce steak, and it's a challenge that they're going to try and you have to finish that 72-ounce steak in under an hour. It's an event free and open to the public. So how long would it take for you to finish 72 ounces of steak?
A week, maybe.
Pajeski, how about you? Would it take you a long time?
15 minutes.
What's a normal steak? What's a normal steak?
A normal, like
8 or 12?
Yeah, 8 to 12 is a fairly large steak.
Yeah.
12 ounces is kind of a big steak here. Like if you're getting 16, that's pretty big.
Well,
you know,
there are some people who are signed up to do it because in Total Information AM, Matt, you heard it too. I thought it was one guy was trying to do it.
Yeah, Rodney Cox.
Yeah, Rodney Cox.
He is an employee with the Granite City Public Works Department. He is going to try to eat a 4.5-pound steak along with a baked potato, 3 shrimp, a side salad, and a roll.
You have to eat that?
All of it.
Oh my gosh. How long do you have?
An hour.
Oh.
And do you know what he gets?
A photo on the wall?
The meal gets covered, I think.
Free.
Yeah.
You get a free meal. And you get bragging rights.
Yep. Bragging rights,
That's
baby. So
Rodney Cox.
Do you see a picture of Rodney Cox?
I do not have a picture
Do you
of
think
Rodney.
he is like a lot of those competitive eaters where he's 130 pounds?
Yeah.
And he's just a skinny guy.
I don't know. Like Kobayashi's pretty skinny. Adam Richman was the only thicker guy.
Isn't the hot dog guy, Jimmy Hot Dogs, what's his name?
Joey Chestnut.
Joey
Joey
Chestnut.
Chestnut.
He's pretty thin.
Yes. And so was we had was Juan Rodriguez is his name. He went by Juan Morbite.
Yes.
He was
We
in
did
pizza
talk to
eating
him.
contest.
Yeah.
We talked to him before. He's a guy in shape too.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Hey, when we come back, Andrew Egger with the Bulwark, White House correspondent, will join the show. In fact, he's going to be here in studio. He's a St. Louisan, must be home visiting family. He's going to talk to us when we come back on KMOX.
This is Jordan Walker. Celebrate Black Heritage Day, presented by your quality Ford dealers on Sunday, June 28th at Busch Stadium. This special culture and community event honors the impact, history, and legacy of the Black community in baseball and beyond. With a special themed ticket, you'll receive an exclusive Cardinals jersey designed by Corey Rogers. And don't miss a special heritage celebration in Budweiser Terrace before the game. Details and tickets at cardinals.com/theme.
The weekend starts here. Grab your crew and kick it off at Friday Night Live at Busch Stadium. Every Friday night home game, Budweiser Terrace turns into the hottest happy hour in the Lou with $5 beers, $5 hot dogs, $7 margaritas, live music, and more all game long. Meet up with friends, soak in the energy, and keep the night going with baseball under the lights. Good vibes, great deals, your new Friday tradition. Get tickets now at Cardinals.com.
And the match is about to begin.
Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.
It's a dog, but they could do with extra players.
She's going for the ball.
Are front paws hands or feet?
Soccer season is full of surprises, and COVID-19 could be one of them. If you test positive, prescription medications may help. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Learn more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. The voice of St. Louis.
It is 11 o'clock, and right now we've got cloudy skies, 66 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. No final deal. In the U.S.-Iran peace negotiations, mediators say both sides have agreed to a new 60-day roadmap toward a final deal. Here's ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers.
It was also notable to hear the president say that this is a ceasefire extension. This is not a final deal. There are now negotiations taking place over this 60-day window.
Technical negotiations on nuclear issues and sanctions now said to be the focus. A survey of rural bankers in Missouri and other Midwest states shows mixed economic signs. Creighton University professor Ernie Gass says nearly 60% surveyed report stable or modest growth among small businesses.
Not just the farming sectors and ranching sectors looking somewhat better, but the businesses on rural Main Street are looking somewhat better.
Gass tells Missouri Net agricultural exports to China have risen some, but are still down 68% from 2024. On the bright side, he says hiring is up a bit. Alan Greenspan, an authoritative voice at the head of the Federal Reserve for nearly 2 decades, has died at the age of 100.
Appointed by Ronald Reagan, Alan Greenspan knew the global economy was changing, as he once told Congress.
It's becoming increasingly conceptual and less physical, more services and less physical goods.
Greenspan oversaw a period of unprecedented prosperity through the 1990s, but his policies were later blamed for contributing to the housing crisis and global recession of 2008. Brian Clark, ABC News.
The founder of the award-winning Jilly's Cupcake Bar and Cafe has died. Jill Siegel opened Jilly's in 2007 in University City. In 2014, she received the Achievement of Excellence Award from the American Culinary Federation. Chef Casey Schiller shared the news of Siegel's death over the weekend, saying, Schiller represented Jilly's on Cupcake Wars, winning it twice. He says longtime employees will carry on Siegel's vision. A tiny island nation is the Cinderella story of the World Cup so far. Cape Verde, stunning tournament favorite Spain last week, and did it again yesterday, coming from behind to tie Uruguay.
Just the moment of us being here is so impactful for us. And I'm just glad to be able to share this moment with my mom and my son. It's just great. It's great to see everybody here from all countries, too.
That's a Cape Verde fan. Cape Verde, by the way, is the third smallest nation by population to qualify for the World Cup. The weather is sponsored by Overhead Door Company of St. Louis.
Mostly cloudy through this afternoon, high 75. Rather cloudy tonight, a stray evening shower, low 62. Clouds and sunshine tomorrow, high 84. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Kai Erickson, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, we've got cloudy skies, 66 degrees. Call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis for their 26-point tune-up. It's one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. Always look for the genuine, the original red ribbon of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. You can schedule online at overheaddoorstlouis.com. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
The Chris and Amy Show is video streaming now on KMOX's YouTube, X, and Facebook pages. Click and subscribe.
Every week we talk to Andrew Egger, White House correspondent for The Bulwark. His newsletter is called Morning Shots, and he is the co-author of it, and you should subscribe to it. Andrew also happens to be a St. Louisan, which I'm assuming is why he's in studio right now, because he's here from Washington, D.C. How's it going, Andrew?
You got me. That's why I'm here. Good sleuthing. Thanks for having me. I'm always happy to come in.
What's going on in St. Louis?
There's also all sorts of logistical stuff I won't bore you with. My sister had a baby shower on Saturday. My wife wanted to come out for. We're just hanging with the family for a while. We're driving up to Michigan for vacation with her family in a couple weeks. So there's a whole plan that's gonna hopefully roll out.
Maybe you were here to get away because you had done something to the reflecting pool and you're on the lam. Because,
I would never.
So a bunch of people are getting arrested for defacing the reflecting pool, even though there doesn't appear to be any evidence that anybody has done anything to it.
Or necessarily even that lots of people have been arrested. This is one of the strange things. I mean, like we talk about how weird it is to be in the Trump era for a lot of reasons. We know that at least one person has been arrested, this former U.S. Olympian canoeist who was on the Olympic team in the 90s and the 2000s. He has spoken about the fact that he was arrested. He says he did not pull any chunks off of the peeling bottom of the reflecting pool. He said he was just kind of scoping it out and seeing what it was like, but they took him into custody. It's not clear whether he'll face charges, whether anybody will face charges, but the president has tweeted that many people have been arrested. So the question is that hyperbole? Is that true? Are there people who have been being carted away? There are a lot more police presence now around the reflecting pool since it has sort of become a meme that this stuff is peeling up off of the bottom. And there have been a lot of social media posts of people basically saying, hey, somebody go score me a chunk of that American flag blue coating. So, I mean, it's one of these things that's taking place on one level on social media. It is presumably also taking place on another level at the reflecting pool. We have had reporters out there kind of scoping it out. And it's not necessarily clear how those two stories line up totally.
Okay, first of all, everyone should know you should never take a chunk off the peeling bottom. That's what you should never do that. Mm-hmm. I can see how you would want a little memento. Here is my question. Like you said, it's hard to parse what's real and what's not. Mm-hmm. Is the National Guard stationed around the reflecting pool now?
There are people. I'm actually not sure if it's the Guard or if it's just park police or who's out there. There are people who are, staked out there.
Yeah.
It has become a priority for the president, obviously. It's been a priority all along. But now it's like, well, we have to kind of at least nip this one in the bud, right? It's weird. I've seen people like make the comparison like, oh, it's like when people took away chunks of the Berlin Wall. Like, this is nothing like when people took away chunks of the Berlin Wall. They put this coating in like 2 weeks ago. It's not really a historical artifact by any stretch. I guess it would be sort of strange to have. But yes, there are some federal officers now posted around, on the hunt for troublemakers.
And I just asked Ranj this. And like I said, there's enough weird stuff going on around this administration that you don't need to exaggerate, right, or make things up. But it's hard to know these days what's real and what's not. Were there filters in the reflecting pool that no longer exist? that Trump took out? Because that also didn't make sense to me. And, people are like, oh, this is what he did. I'm like, well, did he take out filters?
Yeah, no, I mean, there are a lot of people sort of speculating about what's going on with this story. I mean, the bottom line for the algae in the reflecting pool is just that this is a very shallow body of relatively still water that's, pumped in from the Potomac. It is hard to keep algae out of a thing like this. Also, the ground under the reflecting pool has been settling for decades. There has all kinds of terrible structural problems that just go along with, look, we really want this shallow, cool pool of water between these two monuments. We think that will look nice. It's hard to make it work. I mean, the weird thing about this story is that it is the kind of story that would not have driven any headlines at all in any other era. It would just be like this structural thing. Obviously, other administrations have tried to make some improvements similar to what the president's trying to do now. But because of the way that, this president has almost like a genius for turning all these different little stories into small pieces of his ongoing culture war, it's very easy for him to kind of pull these things into a story that his people already have in their heads, which is Democrats were in control and they broke things and they let things go to seed and they let things fester, and Trump is coming in to fix it all. The problem is that's just not the actual reality of the way this story has played out. He has taken over this difficult structural problem. He has tried one way of solving this difficult structural problem. It appears that this way has not succeeded, that it's been a bit of a faceplant, a little bit of an embarrassment for the administration. Ultimately, that's not like the end of the universe, right? It's just like he failed, like a lot of these other people have failed to solve this problem. But because he has turned it into this big culture war thing, his critics and his opponents obviously are making a lot of hay out of it. But also he is making, I mean, he feels now the need to turn this into a story of not just sort of another failure of engineering in a string of them, but a story of, sabotage and a story of real, villainy, which is what he's basically been saying. He's saying the reason this stuff is peeling off is not because of some stupid chemical process or something like that that they didn't foresee. It's because, the domestic terrorist Antifa left is coming along and attacking the pool, attacking the reflecting pool. This is essentially the case that he is making in so many words. He hasn't called them Antifa. Yeah. But that's what he is basically saying. So it turns into another part of this culture
You're
war.
right. I didn't think about that, how the tiniest thing turns into the culture war. I mean, it makes so much sense. That's what it is. But I hadn't necessarily thought of it like that.
Yeah, but there's a texter here who says the National Guard is still there. And I was there a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, I mean, they're roaming around the mall. And it seems like it's not... It just doesn't, I don't know why they're there, because there's no crime going on. The whole purpose of them being there in the first place was to help deter crime, but there's not, I don't know, didn't seem to be anything wrong with the tourist spots, and that's where they were located.
Well, and that's kind of the funny thing about the reflecting pool specifically is not only this, but there is also a 24/7 live stream camera that is, faces down on the pool from the Washington Monument. Like if there were some widespread conspiracy to do harm to the reflecting pool, we'd all know about it, just be there on the stream. But I mean, you get at the other sort of secondary element in all of this, which is that the National Guard has been in D.C. now for, what is it, a year, I guess, a little less probably, just on a different, completely unrelated Trump project of just sort of signaling a willingness to crack down on crime that other presidents he alleges slept on.
Is that angle working? The angle of, well, here are all of my opponents, these domestic terrorists trying to ruin something that I have done great, and it's failing because of them, not because of anything I'm doing. Is that working? Does that approach work?
I would say that it is an approach that has worked for him in the past. I think a lot of what he did to consolidate the party during his first term relied on a similar approach to this, where a lot of Republicans who were really skeptical of Trump coming in, they kind of wrapped their heads around the fact that he's going to have all of his silly sort of outbursts and the weird stuff on Twitter and all of his personal idiosyncrasies. That stuff is going to happen. But like the economy was doing pretty well, we're going to make the trains run on time in sort of a normal Republican administration kind of way, is how a lot of Republicans saw it then. I think it's a more difficult argument to make now, just because there is so much chaos that drives the headlines, completely unrelated to this sort of stuff, in the markets and in Iran and these sorts of things that go back to destabilizing actions that the president has taken. So it's hard for him to both pitch himself as sort of a stability, competence type figure and as this sort of radical destabilizer and breaker of institutions to build something new from the rubble. It's hard for him to make both of these cases at once, especially when the build something new from the rubble type stuff doesn't obviously seem to people to be working super well.
All right, from the reflecting pool to Iran and the memorandum of understanding here, that looking at some of the details as they've come out of this MOU, which even, the National Review, very conservative magazine, has said is lopsided in favor of Tehran. And if you look at some of the pushback to the JCPOA under the Obama administration, a lot of the arguments or the issues that Trump said he didn't like in the JCPOA are not only in this MOU, but you could argue that this MOU is worse regarding the Strait of Hormuz or regarding the billions and billions of dollars of assets that will be unfrozen. And then even more recently, at the G7 summit, Trump saying, well, Iran should have a little nuclear stuff.
Well, he was specifically talking about the domestic or the ballistic missiles program, right?
Yes.
So they have maintained a firm line so far that Iran should not have nuclear weapons capability. The enforcement stuff is a little more woozy in terms of all of that. But I will say that on that particular thing of like the question, should Iran still be allowed to have a nuclear weapon, they have not budged on that particular part of it. Just to clarify that.
Okay, but with the missiles and then also the nuclear needs, like we're not even talking about electricity. But he said, well, you've got all of these other countries that have some type of nuclear program. It's hard to tell Iran they can't have it. Wasn't that the previous argument that he didn't like from years ago?
So there's one argument that they obviously will not make for reasons that I'll lay out, but that they could make. And I think this is the argument that is basically driving what's happening here, which is you can say Obama shouldn't have given away all of this stuff, but we should because Iran has us over a barrel a lot more than Iran ever had Obama over a barrel, right? Iran had not closed to the Strait of Hormuz in the time leading up to the JCPOA. And if you listen to Trump's G7 speech from last week, he keeps coming back to this point implicitly in the back of his mind that if I were to continue this conflict now, Tehran and Iran their economic leverage over us would only grow, and it would grow dramatically because oil reserves around the world have been being spent down in order to cover the gap of what the oil that's not getting out of the Strait of Hormuz. The midterm elections are only getting closer and closer and closer. So I think the one thing that Donald Trump and his negotiators correctly perceive is that they need to sign some kind of deal in relatively short order because they have failed to cow the Iranians with the threats of military force. And on every other metric, Iran's negotiating position goes stronger and stronger, and ours grows weaker and weaker. And that has been one of the weird back and forth things that we've seen now in the opening days of this 60-day window, is we have seen Iran continue to say, well, we don't know. Maybe we'll come to the table today. Maybe we'll come to the table not until tomorrow or Tuesday or next week or something, because they know that, the sweat is only dripping down the Americans' faces faster and faster the longer they go. That being said, it does seem as though we got some progress this weekend, not over any of the really remarkably divisive issues that remain over who's going to control the Strait of Hormuz and how and what exactly is going to happen with Iran's currently enriched nuclear material and their nuclear program going forward. But we did see some forward motion. The vice president came out and said this morning, essentially in setting up new mechanisms to just lock into place the 60-day memorandum of understanding that we already got. So it's not like we're moving backwards, but as you were pointing out, we are remaining in a position where the status quo of what has been agreed to so far, and especially the status quo of what's been released so far, really strongly favors Iran.
Doesn't this just sort of underscore the idea that all of this, whatever's going to happen with Iran, has to be done diplomatically, that there's got to be some diplomacy here? You can't just come in and strong arm everybody like you think. And that's really what the beginning of the military campaign was. Like, we're America. We can come in and wipe you off the face of the planet and fix the problem. Well, you can't, right? So this basically proves that point, right? That if you want to deal with Iran, you're going to have to do it through negotiation and not through pure force.
Well, I will say, and this is a little bit devil's advocate here, but there is a coalition here who basically says the problem is not that Trump was too quick to go to nuclear force. The problem is that to go to military force, God forbid nuclear force. The problem was not that Trump was willing to go to military force in this moment. After we should remind people, years of negotiation over all of this stuff, and even a year of negotiation over this stuff in Trump's second term, right? I mean, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner were working on this stuff pretty consistently, and there were a number of setbacks in the diplomatic process there. So there are people who say, it was correct to go to military action when we did, but we actually should not have pulled back as soon as we did from that, and that the problem was really that President Trump was only ever willing to do over the horizon aerial bombardment, and was not willing to take the politically much riskier step, because militarily much more damaging step of actually putting boots on the ground in Iran and pushing to overthrow the regime there. So there are a lot of people,
because that's not popular with the public.
No, not at all.
Right.
And I think the president was absolutely right to realize that was not a step he could take without risking a really strong public backlash. But just in terms of the national security strategy of it all, there are a lot of people who would argue if you were going to go to war at all, you would be it would be foolish to go only so far and not farther, which is one of the arguments perhaps against doing it at all in the first place. But I mean, I just don't want to sit here and try to act like there's necessarily easy answers to any of this stuff, right? Because it's a problem that has deviled administration after administration after administration here. But again, and this is sort of like what we were talking about, even just about the reflecting pool with this president, with President Trump, there is always this, I don't know what to call it exactly, this impulse to basically say these problems are not that hard. It's just that the last guys were idiots, right? My predecessors were fools. They were dumb. We got taken advantage of. We got taken for a ride. I'm going to get in there, and I'm just going to do the one easy trick to solve whatever the problem is. And repeatedly in this second term, he has discovered in Iran, or even with the reflecting pool, or with tariffs, or whatever, it's not necessarily that easy. And so he has landed himself in some of these situations that are hard now to extract himself back out of.
Andrew Egger from The Bulwark is live in studio with us. St. Louisan back paying a visit, and we love to have him in. Going to stick around a little bit longer. We appreciate your time, Andrew Egger. We have more with him when we come back on KMOX.
This summer, there's no better place to catch Team USA in the FIFA World Cup 26 than the Beer Garden at Anheuser-Busch. We hosted KMOX listeners there last week, and trust us, the atmosphere is incredible. Huge screens, great seats everywhere, ice-cold beer, $15 Michelob Ultra pitchers, $20 Ultra buckets, $5 Ultra drafts, and collectible FIFA cups while supplies last. Bring your crew, cheer on Team USA at the Beer Garden. Visit BudweiserTours.com for details.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circa Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. For everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circa Sports app, then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circa Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older and in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Here's a World Soccer Championship Team Spotlight, brought to you by the first ever Infiniti QX65 and by Lowe's. Give your yard its own moment with the new limited time deals from Lowe's.
The U.S. plays on home soil with a squad full of big stars and a new generation of attacking talent. Their youthful, high-pressing style and a gifted forward who thrives in big moments make them a genuine threat to advance deep.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friend Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. Stewie, let's talk about refinancings, and let's just bottom line this. Everyone needs money at some point in their life.
You know what, Dave? There's so many different ways you can make money. Number one, go to a lower rate. If you're financed over the last 3 years, chances are you're paying a higher rate than what you can today. Refinance with the Bagel loan, no closing costs at all. And that's number one. Number two, a lot of people are concerned not about the cash flow, but overall interest that you're paying. Go from a 30-year to a 20-year. The rates are lower on a 20-year versus a 30-year. Save hundreds of thousands of dollars. And third is the really easy way. You need cash. I need cash. Take cash out. Refinance now. Take the money you need. Keep the payment the same. It's easy. It's simple. All with no closing costs with that Bagel loan.
If you're looking to save money, get a little cash to your pocket, and do it with the right person, give Stewie a call or a text on his personal cell phone, 314-324-4440, or Google the Bagel Loan, NMLS 226715.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by Community America Credit Union in Des Peres. Invested in STL. Invested in you. Now open.
Just a few more minutes to go with Andrew Egger, White House correspondent with The Bulwark, who is live with us in studio. And he reminds us that he is the one who started the Newt chant at Cardinals
Newt
games.
Gingrich.
Yes, this
Not
is hard.
for Newt
This is hard.
Gingrich.
'Cause the last time I came on the program and talked about this, I had all assembled all of my evidence, and now I just mentioned it in the commercial break. So I'm not really prepared to do it, but it is true. It is true that I am the single creator.
Why? So, okay, explain again why you think you started this.
To throw
because
myself back.
Is this similar to me? Because I believe that my friends and I.
The Christmas sweater party, as
Yes.
you mentioned. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember this hit. Apparently, you guys don't.
I don't remember you saying this, no, but my friends and I did invent the Christmas sweater party.
Yes,
Like
well,
the ugly sweater party?
Ugly sweater
Yeah.
parties. We invented it.
So yeah, I mean, this is my claim, and I believe it to be true, even though I say it with some trepidation because it probably ruins my credibility in the eyes of a lot of people. But it is true that Lars Nootbaar's first home game, and I don't even remember what year it was now, so I'm not going to try to guess, but 2021 or something like that. I was back home because my brother was getting married, and his first home game was where we went for the bachelor party, and we were sitting in the stands, and we were yelling Newt at the guy. Newt, as everyone does now.
Yeah.
You're all familiar out there. I don't have to explain myself to you, but it is true. I mean, it's just factual that we were there on that first home game, and we did get it going, and it stuck, and I feel like a lunatic for bringing it up, but we have to fill a lot of time because I'm doing a second segment. I've already given my 15 minutes of political analysis that I'm good for on any given Monday, and so here we are. I invented the Newt chant.
You know, you are saying this on KMOX, the voice, the home of the Cardinals.
And we only say what's accurate here.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. People know it's true
You know
because
what?
I'm saying it on KMOX, I think.
I think you should bring this up with Ali Marmol tomorrow.
How would he know?
Tell him.
It's also a
Tell
great
him
point.
We interviewed the guy. I guess he won't care.
He's like, oh, yeah, you're the one. Okay.
He'll go, okay.
No, it's been hard on a lot of away broadcasters, I think. People are always like, why are they booing this man? You know?
But don't they get it? Because
I think by now, yeah,
anytime
certainly.
you have a ooh in your name, like Andrew,
It's going to sound like booing.
Yeah.
Drew.
Right. That's the only, we've come up with the same name twice, but there are a lot like that.
I've been calling him Newt Larsbar,
He
which has
has.
confused Amy.
I like that, though.
Right?
I mean,
It sounds good.
if you say Newt Larsbar enough, it sounds right.
I think so.
Has there been anything, what have the watch parties been like in the FIFA watch parties in D.C.?
Oh, man, I have not been participating. They've been doing these things, these big things on the National Mall. You could not pay me enough to like drive into DC.
I saw them building all the structures.
Yes, I have been. I honestly, I'm the last guy to ask. I have been watching the U.S. national games from like a friend's basement in Alexandria, Virginia. We've been having a lot of fun. We've been ordering in pizza, but I actually have no idea how the real fans do it, on the mall.
Did you go to the UFC fight then?
Yes.
No, look. You guys are really putting me on the spot. I should be doing all of these things, shouldn't I? That one was even
been invited.
There were thunderstorms that night. I probably could have gone. I did not try to cover it as press. I don't know what even the procedure would have been. But there are. It was supposed to be, or at least there were significant questions about whether it was going to be rained out. Because there were literally like giant banks of thunderstorms.
They were getting
just north and just south.
Yeah, they were getting mad at the forecasts.
Well, that did happen. That was another
mad at
thing.
people saying that they got mad at the Weather Channel for saying that it might storm tonight.
This is the weird thing. I mean, like the first term, it was so weird to have Donald Trump, this guy who interacts with the news like a guy yelling at his TV, like no other politician has ever done before. But it was just kind of him, right? It was him in there, and then you had the normal political apparatus all around him. And now what you have is all of the guys running his comms, and especially his digital comms, like his rapid response teams on Twitter, who are like the most unhinged, social media brained young Republicans who have come up in the Trump era and have never known anything different, have kind of self-selected for just loving that stuff, right? And so now they independently will pick all these fights. It was not Trump himself who declared war on the Weather Channel. It was one of these random, comms accounts that works for the White House that and now these things, also go viral. And we have these different strains of lunatic posting coming out of the White House at any given time.
Oh, really? And it's interesting. I didn't think of it that you have your young comms teams. They haven't known anything
They're
different.
mid-20s.
We say this, but we literally just picked a fight with the Garden Hotline. So
We have a gardening show on Saturday mornings, and we are now at war with her.
What happened?
She called us weird.
Yeah, she called us weird.
Yeah.
She has the Chris and Amy show. If you've been listening for the past week or a couple of years, they're a little weird.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
I can't believe that. I would never say that about you guys. You seem very normal to me.
Thank you. It's outrageous that she said it, right?
Yeah. I think she's weird. Let's go. Let's go. Come at me, Garden. I don't even know who we're talking about. Sorry. I shouldn't say that. That's a horrible thing to say. You guys are my KMOX show, and they picked on you. So
that's right.
Hard. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you sticking up for us.
Well, yeah. I mean, you bet. Did we get through the whole segment? Is that all it took?
Yeah, we're
That's
done.
It. Wow. Okay. You really can just come on the radio and say almost anything, it turns out.
You should try it on the Bulwark.
All right. Now he's revealed our secret as professional time killers.
White House correspondent for the Bulwark. Morning Shots is the newsletter. You should subscribe to it. Andrew Egger, thank you for coming in again.
Thanks,
it's good
guys.
to see you.
Yeah, thanks. It was fun. More fun than usual, even.
Yeah, we're gonna talk to a young guy. He's 17. Wyatt Sharp, Gen Z political commentator, is going to join us. He thinks that Gen Z should be included in all of these social media ban discussions. That we're doing this unilaterally without consulting them first. But we're going to talk to Wyatt when we come back on KMOX.
Around baseball, they're talking about St. Louis, a youth movement that's not waiting for the future. Names like Walker, Wynn, and Weatherholt aren't projections anymore. They're the conversation right now. And in a city where expectations never change, the conversation gets louder. Join the conversation. The Gas House Gang. Weekdays at noon. This is Cardinals talk that doesn't flinch.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. BioBalanceHealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
65 degrees and cloudy out there, a high of 74. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 61. Weather sponsored by Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Chesterfield Fence and Deck is your premier provider of fences, decks, patios, sunrooms, and more. Call them for a free estimate today, now offering 20% off your next outdoor project. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, chesterfieldfence.com.
Amendment 4 on the August ballot hides some ugly facts. It would create a new minority veto power, but only for ballot issues that are citizen-led.
I just say no to that.
Amendment 4 permanently ends majority rule for citizen-led ballot issues.
I'm a no on 4.
Politicians put Amendment 4 on the ballot to severely limit citizens' constitutional power.
I say no on 4.
4 is a power grab by politicians. It lets one congressional district veto reforms backed by the majority of voters statewide, giving as few as 5% of voters control over the rest of us.
That's why I say no to 4.
4 would make it nearly impossible to rein in out-of-control politicians.
I say heck no.
4 takes away our constitutional power we've used for over 100 years to pass reforms that politicians wouldn't. Keep majority rule and your power. Just say no to Amendment 4. It's an ugly politician power grab. Paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at Amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Hey guys, summer is right around the corner, and right now Universal Windows Direct is making it easier than ever to get the job done. When you buy 4 windows, you get 4 for free. That's one of their biggest offers of the year. The more windows you replace, the more you save. Plus, you'll get 48 months of 0% interest financing, same as cash. 314-334-2522 or visit UniversalWindowsDirect.com to schedule your free estimate today. That's UniversalWindowsDirect.com.
If you are looking for a place for independent living for older adults, the place is Fairwinds River's Edge in St. Charles. It was voted U.S. News and World Report's best independent living for 5 consecutive years. They have social events for the residents there, wellness programs. Just go to fairwindsriversedge.com. Schedule a tour and hear about all of the great new updated spaces, all the dining, the social events, the best. fairwindsriversedge.com.
Today, the Cards, the D-backs.
Ameren Total Access 550. First pitch 6:45.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It's the Chris and Amy Show. And it is time to go back to the Quiver River Electric guest line today, because Amy and I have had this discussion a lot about social media and the social media bans that are taking place around the country and around the world, where there is at least one Gen Zer who believes that Gen Z should be more included in this conversation because, of course, these decisions are being made by older people. And to discuss that with us is Gen Z political commentator, host of the Sharp Exchange on YouTube, Wyatt Sharp is with us on KMOX. Good morning, Wyatt. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
So we're happy to have you here. We know that you've interviewed all kinds of interesting people like Justin Trudeau and RFK Jr. and Gavin Newsom, Nancy Pelosi. And so you've got some influence here, and certainly you have a Gen Z audience. At least part of your audience is Gen Z. Why do you think that Gen Z has not been included enough in discussions about what we should do with social media and whether or not we should be instituting these bans like the country has been?
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you kind of the situation where I'm speaking to you from, which is in Canada. The government has put forth a bill called the Digital Safety Act, and it's aiming to do a number of things like regulate AI. And of course, the main thing in this bill is banning social media for those under the age of 16. Now, the government's kind of merits behind why they want to do this are 100% in the right place. They're saying that it's because they don't want to continue with impairment to youth cognitive development and youth mental health, certainly things that undoubtedly have, been impacted by social media. My concern, and I think the concern of a lot of people, comes down to the effectiveness of the bill and the way that they're going about doing it. Because when you look to other countries who have done this, if you look to Australia, for example, where they've recently put something similar to what Canada's looking to do in effect, the amount of loopholes that young people have found, like VPNs and simply lying about their age in some cases, have really made it so that young people are being pushed forward into even more dangerous parts of the internet than they already pre-existingly would have been in. And then just lastly, to kind of answer your question, I think the reason young people's voices in Canada aren't really being included is because the government is talking, yes, to parents, and parents almost think it's easier to kind of put the onus on the government so that they don't have to be the ones to, tell their kid that they can't use social media. And as a result, young people and students themselves, they haven't really been included in this process, which I fear, and I think a lot of people fear, will only kind of further drive some of the apathy and the disillusionment that people have towards governments in general.
All right. And just to remind our listeners who might be either confused, Wyatt, with whom we're talking right now, is 17 years old and knows his stuff. So Wyatt, again, I want to parse these two issues, meaning the social media and the social media bans and what we're seeing in high schools across the United States and I think in Canada as well, but I'm not sure, but definitely in the United States, where high schools are going phone-free bell to bell. And I know these are two separate issues. Can I get your thoughts on as a Gen Z student, do you like the idea of not having smartphones during school hours? Because you're a junior in high school, correct?
Yes, going into grade 12. Yeah. I think so. To that point, the idea of like what a smartphone is doing to students in the classroom, again, there's no question that the effects of this are distracting and can impact one on kind of a day-to-day basis in the classroom, their ability to focus and whatnot. But my concern is not disputing some of the psychological impacts so much as what happens when you tell a young person that, you can't have your phone or that you can't have social media, because you're not going to erase the incentive of a young person to want to use whether it's social media or to use their cell phone in an academic environment. But what you are going to do is create kind of a need for young people to be sneaky and go around this. And I mean, leave it to a young person to find the most sneaky, effective loophole to something that they want to do. I'm speaking from experience amongst my friends and my peers. But I just think, like, obviously, there's no need for a young person to have their phone out as the teacher's talking. That's just downright rude. But I think the best of both worlds here is, maybe having it so they can use it during recess or having it so they can use it at some point during the day so that young people feel as if there are some concessions being made towards what they want. Because again, otherwise, you're just going to alienate them further than I think they already are.
So if there's a recognition that there are dangers, real, measurable, actual dangers with social media to younger people, and it's not just the younger people, I mean, for adults too, there are problems that come out of it. If there is a recognition of that, what should be done then? Because if the argument is, well, we're just going to get around it somehow, if you ban it outright, we're just going to find a way to do it anyway, then what should be done? Because this is a real, actual problem.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, I think right now there's kind of two pathways. The first one is the ideal pathway, but I don't necessarily know whether or not it's likely, and that is the platforms themselves need to do a better job controlling the algorithm. And so if the government was going to regulate something, instead of forcing governments to ban social media for those under the age of 16, I think it would be more effective if governments put some type of regulation on social media companies to reduce kind of the addictive nature of their algorithm, because that's really the problem here. It's not necessarily a young person going onto YouTube and watching one or two videos. It's the fact that a young person can get induced to spend hours upon hours doom scrolling, just like any other person could, on one of these platforms. So, I mean, that's number one. The second pathway is, I guess, more of the status quo, and it would just require more enforcement. And that is parents themselves kind of making a clearer plan for their children. But again, the problem with that is, of course, parents don't necessarily want to have the responsibility of that. And so for parents, I think it's really attractive that it's possible they could put the onus on the government to have them be the ones to tell their kids. I don't want to say that a social media ban wouldn't be effective for, people younger, ages 11, 12, 13, who might not be able to figure out those loopholes. But again, just speaking from experience, I think, people 15, people 14 years old, they would be able to figure out ways around it. And I think because of how serious some of these, psychological impacts are, we should be looking for a real clear solution that can actually fix this problem rather than just allowing governments to kind of, tick a box and say that they've dealt with the problem.
So, since everything in life is a trade-off, you're not going to have a panacea solution. Are you saying that you personally believe that a social media ban for kids under 16 poses more harms than it does benefits, even though they wouldn't be then I'll just stop there. Do you believe a social media ban poses more harms than benefits?
I think so. And I'll just kind of quickly tell you a conversation I had with a psychology professor at the University of Toronto. And one of the kind of main points that he made that I hadn't even thought about that's really stuck with me is that if a young person, kind of like alcohol and drinking, right? Like if someone doesn't have access to any of this type of stuff until they're age 19 in Canada, then all of a sudden on their 19th birthday, they're going to go out and they're going to buy as many drinks as they want and they have unfeathered access to it. Whereas with social media, it's kind of the same thing, right? If you're under the age of 16, you have no access to these technologies, at least theoretically is the idea of a ban. And then when you turn 16, you have unfeathered access. You can go get as many, platform accounts as you want on the various social media platforms. And then there's no regulation and you're going to be just induced into these addictive algorithms. So I think the more effective way is just, again, reducing the addictive nature of these algorithms in general. And the government really, having the kind of authority, if you will, to stand up to some of these social media platforms who are making huge profits off of these algorithms. And that's the reason the government is hesitant to kind of stand up to them. But really, doing something about it that goes beyond just the basic idea of banning a technology, because that's really frustrating. I think now, whether it's social media, whether it's AI, the common response from governments whenever an issue becomes difficult now, it seems, is let's just ban it instead of having real conversations about how to fix it.
Do you think, though, that if it were banned for, and we have talked about this quite a bit, that it's one thing if your parents tell you, hey, you can't be on Instagram, you can't be on TikTok, but all of your friends are allowed to be. It's one thing if that happens versus none of you are allowed to be on it. So none of us can be on it. Is it, I don't know if comforting is the right word, but would it not at least satisfy people that nobody is allowed to be on this stuff, so it's not like any one person is actually missing out?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair argument. I think it's one of the, main arguments behind a social media ban and why people are looking to do this. I will just say, though, that I think, evaluating it on a case-by-case basis, even on behalf of the parents, even if, one or two kids might be upset by the fact that their parents aren't allowing them, but, other parents of their friends and such are, I think, I can just speak to my own experience and the interviews that I do since I was 11 years old. If it wasn't for social media, media, I would not have had the ability to go and post these interviews for people to see. And likely I wouldn't be talking to you right now. And so I think that my perspective on this is largely shaped by my own personal experiences and the benefits of social media. And I think banning it takes away kind of the entrepreneurial incentive for young people to use it. You see a number of young people now using it to start businesses, using it to, stay informed. And I think there's certainly problems with it. I haven't disputed any of those problems over the course of, my discussion on this. But I do just think that more broadly and kind of taking a broader look at this, it really does just come down to weighing the pros and the cons, whether that's from a psychological perspective or more of a practical perspective. But I think on both fronts, the effectiveness of a social media ban, just again, I'm calling that part into question.
Wyatt Sharp is with us. He is a 17-year-old YouTuber. He has interviewed all kinds of people in the political world. And you mentioned being informed. And there is clearly an issue with actual good information not getting to people. And, of course, we're coming to you from a more traditional media environment here. And we know our newsroom takes very seriously trying to get stories right. But there's a lot of crap that's on Instagram. There's a lot of garbage that is on YouTube and TikTok, just people throwing stuff out there. So what do we do about, or is there concern on your part about the kind of information that people are getting? Because the fear is that there are a lot of folks, not just kids, but there are a lot of adults getting really bad information on social media.
Yeah, absolutely. I think right now what's happening on social media, it's actually, I guess it's a little bit more kind of exacerbated than it is in traditional media. But even with traditional media, there's this like blurred line now between what is a journalist or what is a commentator or what's an analyst. And I think people really need to understand kind of media literacy 101 in order for this to go forward. And I think on social media, it's certainly worse because you'll have people who, yes, are posting, the reels of themselves who are sharing their opinion, but then scroll a few videos and you might find a reporter for a traditional news outlet simply breaking down the facts. And so I think, again, this conversation speaks to needing to inform people about some of the key differences in the different kind of media players, if you will. And when it comes to social media, again, all of this, I think, comes down to the algorithms and the fact that right now, part of what sells on these social media platforms is not the traditional, unpartisan or nonpartisan, rather, kind of unbiased journalism. It's the provocative, psychologically inducing clickbait videos, whether that's on YouTube or TikTok or really any platform. And so by governments, it's kind of the same conversation with respect to needing to reduce the addictiveness of these platforms. If governments were able to come out and do a better job at regulating these technologies so that it's not those types of videos that get pushed through the algorithm or come up on people's suggested feeds for them to see, then I think it would do a better job at showing people the videos that actually can inform without having such a focus on the kind of slogans-based politics, if you will, instead of the solutions-based politics.
Wyatt, we appreciate the conversation today. Thank you for taking time to be with us.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Wyatt Sharp is the host of the Sharp Exchange on YouTube. You can find him there, a Gen Z political commentator, joining us here on KMOX. Bright guy. So really enjoyed that discussion. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Broadcasting from the Scott Credit Union Studio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
They say good things come to those who wait, unless you bite into a Hot Pocket right out of the microwave. Waiting to see a financial advisor about retirement could also bring some pain. The pain of watching your money evaporate in a stock market decline. The pain of trying to figure out Social Security and Medicare on your own. Or the pain of writing huge checks to the IRS that you really didn't have to. At the All Financial Group, they believe the more you know, the better decisions they can make. They offer a complimentary retirement assessment. Find out where you are, how you're doing, and if there's a way to improve your retirement outcome. Don't wait. Call the All Financial Group today, 636-230-8824, or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com and set up your complimentary retirement review.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Steve All, NPN number 153-07419.
Get ready for a night back with legendary hits and non-stop energy. Bryan Adams is bringing the Roll with a Bunches tour to Enterprise Center Friday, July 24th.
Hello, this is Bryan Adams.
Sing along to the classics as Bryan Adams delivers an unforgettable night of rock anthems. Plus, special guests Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo. Bryan Adams, July 24th. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Eczema, eczema, eczema. So many ads for eczema products. But those fancy TV ads don't mention that those prescription products can cost thousands of dollars. There's a smarter way. It's Exoderm for eczema and dermatitis. Exoderm costs less than $20. Yep, less than $20. You don't need a prescription, and it's available on the first aid aisle of your local store. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives or nasty chemicals. Exoderm, fast, effective relief from the itching and inflammation of eczema. This stuff really does work. Take back control. Heal eczema flares with soothing Exoderm Flare Control Cream. It's on the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, and at Target and Walmart too. Exoderm for eczema. Now that's smart.
Freedom 250. Join the U.S. Air Force Band of Mid-America July 1st through July 7th across St. Louis as we celebrate America's 250-year legacy with free concerts. No tickets required. Details at afbandtix.org. That's afbandtix.org.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees when used as directed. Spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
Last year, I had back pain radiating down my right leg. The pain was so bad I was willing to cut my leg off to stop the pain. I could barely walk and had to stoop over when I did just to take pressure off the spine. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. In my professional career, I've represented thousands of people who've had herniated discs and issues with their neck and back, but never fully appreciated what they were going through until it was my turn. It's like trying to describe colors to a blind person who's never had sight. All I can tell you is it hurt like hell, but worse. My daily walk was gone, and that bothered me a great deal. Then I thought of all of you and how much more devastating this type of injury could be for you. My life stopped. I now feel your pain. Just know at Morgan & Morgan, we got your back. I understand. Morgan means more.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Past results afford no guarantee of future results. Every case is different and must be judged on its own merits.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Martzgors, because life is too short for boring radio. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
In 1994, Amy, the Bodyguard soundtrack came out, Whitney Houston, and she had a couple of bangers on that.
Mm-hmm.
And that turned into the album of the year in 1994. It was produced by Clive Owen, who passed away today at the age of 94.
Clive Davis?
Clive Davis, sorry, not Clive Owen. Who's Clive Owen, the actor? Clive Davis, at the age of 94, passed away in New York. And man, I mean, that's a prolific producing career.
Yeah. I mean, he signed to Bruce Springsteen, Whitney Houston. I mean, some of the biggest
Billy Joel
names. Yeah.
Chicago. And then I think the last Grammy probably was Jennifer Hudson. I think it was her album.
Was
in 2009, I think it was. He had Kelly Clarkson, Santana won Grammys. I mean, he's just absolutely prolific.
So he was
also had Milli Vanilli.
He did have Milli Vanilli.
Yeah.
Aerosmith. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
He was the president of Columbia Records, became the president of Columbia Records in 1967. We also mentioned, we didn't talk about this, but Alan Greenspan also passed away.
Oh, yeah. Guy was 100.
Was it yesterday? Or this
Yeah,
morning?
I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's sad. A prolific music career. And Clive Davis has passed away.
There you go.
We will have the Gas House Gang coming up here in just a little bit, and we hope you're going to stick around for that. Plenty to talk about. We'll have Mike Farron from MLB Network Radio, Mike Claiborne. It'll be Tom Ackerman and me talking with you. And yes, we were notified by somebody, it was a texter, who said that the Wall Street Journal had a story, and they got a story on the Tarps Off movement right now. And I believe it was on the front page of the actual physical
Of the
paper.
printed. Yeah. Okay. I've got a bone to pick with the Wall Street Journal because I love the Wall Street Journal. I've been a subscriber forever, but you have to play the game where you subscribe and get it for $1 a week for 6 months or for a year.
Yeah.
And then you have to unsubscribe. Otherwise, they charge you $45 a month for digital only, which is then more expensive over the course of a year than if you were to get the print delivered to your home.
Crazy.
Which I got delivered to my home. Well, guess what? I forgot to play the game. I forgot to cancel it. So I called. Oh, my gosh. And the Wall Street Journal lady is like, well, I said, yeah, I forgot to cancel. And she's like, well, sorry, but it looks like you've been a subscriber for a long time.
Oh, no.
And I said, well, yes, I have. And every year I cancel and resubscribe because otherwise you charge $45 a month. And so I was wondering, I've done this. Can I have a refund for that month? She's like, well, since you've been a subscriber for a long time, we don't give refunds.
Yeah,
And
she
I
told you to
said-
stuff it.
And I said,
Good for her.
I go, okay. I go, listen, I'll go. And she goes, do you still want me to cancel? I said, no, I'll cancel myself. I said, but you do know this is a racket, right?
Yes.
I go, it's a racket, right?
Well, I
and
think we
she's
should-
like, I'm
we
sorry.
should-
I was like, but it is a racket
We
because
should.
you're letting me do it every year.
We should pay for journalism, honestly, but $45 a month is a lot.
For digital
And,
only.
By the way, Stephen Richer, our guy.
Yeah.
Did you see the story that, or his column that he posted for Arizona Central today?
Mm-mm.
Here's the headline. Would you drink toilet water? In Scottsdale, you might.
Oh.
We need to talk to him about it. It's about, they've got some new system for filtering drinking water.
Ugh.
So that's what Stephen Richer is talking about. Amy, would you drink toilet water?
I would not.
Straight from the bowl, probably.
Ugh.
When we come back, it'll be the Gas House Gang, a completely new show. Tom Ackerman, Chris Ranji, a lot of Cardinals discussion to get into. Dusty May is off from Michigan to become the Dallas Mavericks head coach. Would that mean anything for Josh Schertz, potentially at SLU? We'll talk about all that stuff coming up on the Gas House Gang next on KMOX.
Chris and Amy are a little weird.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money.